dead, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sold them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say. Now they can't run at my pace. Yeah, they know that we ain't the same. 402, we rap the game. I told them this ain't a game.
Yo, what is up? Hey, it's Phins Take with CB83. Hey, back to you for another Friday night. Phins Take Friday. You already know what time it is, guys. Hey, we are coming to you live for another one. We got a special guest coming through tonight. One of my guys, big dude in the community. Man, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming out. Feel free to drop a comment. My dog Shake is in the building. Yeah, man, we about to really get it cracking. I know I came to you guys Tuesday for a quick show, talk about the Vangio situation, talks about a little bit about everything, what's going on, the narratives in the Dolphins community right now. Call us narrative busters, because what we do is bust narratives, man. We bust all these narratives about one guy being all you need to, win a Super Bowl, defense, offense, all of that, man. Really, I mean, football is a team game. It really is the ultimate team game. And you really need all 11 parts of each unit really working together well in order for you to be efficient. So we're going to get into talking about why it's just not one guy. I mean, it's bigger than one guy for this team. And I think the Dolphins are understanding that. I think their vision is, hey, let's build a good football team. It's not about one player. It's not about the quarterback position. It's about building a good football team with a good coaching staff, because that's part of it too, because you got to have good leadership. So Mike McDaniels is doing his due diligence. I love what he's doing in the offseason so far with the coaching staff. And honestly, I'm not surprised by the shakeups. Not surprised. I think he's realizing that as a head coach in the NFL, especially being a rookie head coach, you got to get guys in the building who know their roles and can do their jobs. Right? Because as a rookie head coach, I mean, a lot of it is relying on guys to get their job done. That's what it is. It's a lot of relying. You can't, as a head coach, you can't micromanage an entire football team. It's just too much to do. You got scheduling. You got, when it comes to scheduling during the week, you got practice schedule. You got so much stuff you're doing as a head coach. So you really have to have really good support around you, really good guys who can just kind of take over their units and handle that shit. Like, bro, I don't want to be babysitting nobody. I don't want to have to be coming in meetings. I don't want to have to meet with you about your unit. And I think that's where he's at this point. I think he understands that, bringing in rookie guys and trying to mentor coaches and trying to bring them along may not be the answer at certain positions. Maybe the offensive line position is just too critical to have a young, a young coach that's coming from the college ranks. Maybe it's just too critical. And I think he's realizing that. And as a rookie head coach, it's a learning experience. It really is. So, I mean, he's learning some lessons right now. I think he's doing his due diligence and doing the right thing by trying to find guys who are seasoned in the game, right? Not guys who are like new to play calling or new to putting units together, guys who know what they're doing. And that's what it's about at this point. Hopefully my mic sounds good, guys. Let me know. Give me the thumbs up if the mic is good. Shout out to the homies in the building. We got 6 in the building. Please hit the like on your way in. We got a special guest coming through tonight. Hit the like, share, subscribe if you aren't already. You already know what time it is. It's Phins Take Fridays. We're going to crack a bottle tonight. We're going to have a good time, man. It's always a good time. We may open up the panel for a little bit. talk to some of you guys, answer some questions, man. That's what I really want to do tonight is, answer some of your questions about the state of the team, like drafting. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. So we good, man. We good. Shane King, what's up with you, my boy? We got Shake Money in the building. Shake says, "What's good, everyone? It's another beautiful day in Zamunda. Another beautiful day." My man PL's in the building. He said, "What's up? What's cracking with you, PL?" He said, "Real happy to have confirmation on our elite quarterback Tua Tagovailoa coming back and Vic Fangio coming in. I like it, man. I like it. I like the way you put that elite next to Tua, man. We claiming it. We claiming a healthy elite Tua in 2023, 2024, man, because that's what we need, man. That's what we need in order for us to be successful. It's gonna take better play across the board, and it's gonna take guys being healthy, man. And I think the injury bug just really, really bit us this year. Really bit us bad, especially on defense, man. We needed our defense to be the type of unit that we could rely on. Really, that's what we needed. We needed the defense to be the type of unit we could rely on throughout the entire season. Hey, get us some turnovers, get off the field, and make some plays, help us out. And they just weren't that until like the last couple games of the season. They started playing better. They started playing more aggressive. And I think, honestly, that's why Boyers, I think that's why he got the axe. Because, honestly, I mean, this unit wasn't a bad unit. I mean, they did, they had some players go down. You got some guys got to come in, sub for guys. But even still, I didn't think they were a bad unit. I just think that a lot of times they were out of position. And if you're out of position, it's usually on the play caller, on the coach. And I thought he didn't make the right calls in key moments. I just didn't think it was good enough, man. Didn't think it was good enough. So shout out to Vic Fangio. We got a new DC in the building. I'm really just tired of like moving all these pieces around. Let's just get a couple years of consistency in the coaching staff, with the players, the main players. I know you're going to change players every year. It's a different team. But let's get a couple good years, a few years of like a solid group of coaches, a solid group of players that are around for the long haul. Like, you got to be around for the long haul. That's what we need. We need the consistency. And I know you're going to lose coaches here and there, but the coordinators, I need to be in the building. I need them to be available, be around, man. My man PL says this is a great time for real Dolphins fans who actually supports the team. A fantastic time, man. It really is. And honestly, I don't understand these guys who are negative about the football team, about our football team. I mean, when we look at it, we went from a team who, wasn't, I mean, we were in the dumps a couple years ago. Of course, it was a rebuild. Brian Flores comes in. He overachieves for a couple years, and then he underachieves for a year. And then the next year we have a rookie head coach come in, and McDaniel. He is dealing with a lot. Honestly, the adversity, the roller coaster of the season. I just got to give props to Mike McDaniel. I got to look at it with a little bit of positivity. I know there's a lot of guys who say, hey, he should have done better, blah, blah, blah. I mean, his starting quarterback was out multiple games. His backup quarterback was out multiple games. His backup's backup was out multiple games. It's just like it's a shuffling, and you had O-line pieces constantly being shuffled. It was just it was chaos. So I really got to give big props to Mike McDaniel and what he had going on, because honestly, man, that was a tough situation to deal with. It was. Situations get tough like that, especially when you ain't got a starting quarterback and you thinking somebody gonna be there and they're not there. It's difficult, man. So don't underestimate the job he did this year. Big shout out to him. I know he had some struggles here or there, but man, honestly, You got to give credit to him because that shit is hard to do. I don't think people understand how hard it is to do. It's hard to win games in the NFL, period. Period. It's hard to win games. Concrete, my Seminole brother. What's up, boy? Oh, you already know what time it is. There ain't no Chiefs, bro. That's the nose thing, man. Fuck them Chiefs, bro. Yeah, you already know. My Seminole brother. What's up with you, my boy? My boy Shane King in his joint. That's my Bucks fan right there. That's my Bucks homie, man. What's good with y'all? My man Raul P in the building. Raul Parada always in this joint, bro. Shout out to you, man. What's good with you? Another night, another Phins Take Friday in this beer. Raul Colon, the Bears. What's good, my guy, my bros and bourbon, bro? What's up with you, man? What you up to, man? Hopefully you sipping on something, man. I'm cracking something tonight. You got to pull up for your boy, man. What you sipping on, Rob? What you sipping on? My man Raphael's in the building. YouTube number 8, fingers elsewhere. Okay. I don't even know what that means, but I rock with it, Raphael. Rock with it. My man PL says, trust me, CB83. Many of us appreciate when you venture into the toxic platforms to push back against the ignorance. Hey, the stupidity, the hate, and the know-nothing casual takes, man. Hey, I was doing a lot of pushing back this week, man. Hey, this Jalen Hurts versus Tua thing that became a topic this week, oh my gosh, it was a beautiful thing to push back on that because nobody in their right mind was taking Jalen Hurts over Tua the past 2 years. Nobody was even talking about that. They were like, nah, nobody wants Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts isn't good. He's inaccurate. He's this, he's that. Now he's in the Super Bowl, and everybody is nut sucking and riding. You already know what I'm talking about. So the man's in the Super Bowl. So now everybody is a Jalen Hurts fan. They are Jalen Hurts connoisseurs. They love this man. They love him. But a couple years ago, nobody was even talking about this dude, man. Not even giving him the time of day. It's kind of crazy, man. Kind of crazy. Let me go ahead. Hey, I got to drop the link for my boy. So I'm going to drop the link for my boy, Big Nick, to come up. He's using his laptop. I'm not going to let anybody in on this link. This is just for him. I sent it to him personally, but it's on his laptop. So not letting anybody up yet, but I will probably crank up for you guys and open it up for you guys in a little bit. But this Jalen Hurts thing, that got me in a little frenzy this week. It did. Because nobody was talking about Jalen Hurts. And honestly, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm not saying that at all, right? Not saying that. But honestly, it's a system, bro. He's running read option. Like, come on, man. Don't do that. Jalen Hurts is running the read option. And the only reason that shit is working because he can really run the ball. He can really run it. His running backs are good, and his O-line is great. That's why that shit works. Like, don't come up here. Don't give me. I don't want to hear the Jalen Hurts stuff. I could care. He's a good system quarterback right now. He's playing well in that damn system. So don't tell me he's a better quarterback than Tua, though. He's available. He's tough. I like that about him. Now, if you said, hey, you got to pass the ball, I'm going with Tua, man. I'm going with Tua as a better overall quarterback. Now, Raphael says Dolphins already behind the ball with the recruit coming in. Not like military. Unacceptable, bro. I hear you, bro. I hear you. My man Raul says he's on his Vizzy shit tonight. Okay. I'm cracking some special Maker's Mark tonight, man. Some special limited edition Maker's Mark. Sean says, what's good, CB83? Sean, what's cracking? It's another Phins Take Friday. You already know what time it is. Let me hit Big Nick real quick and tell him I dropped a link. Like I said, I'll let you guys up in a few. I dropped that link for Big Nick for him to come up so we could talk a little Dolphins. CT, what's good, CT, my guy? Please, guys, Hit the like on your way in. I appreciate you guys coming through. Even if you stopping through, I know there's some other people live right now. I think Batman's live. I think TFTG is live. Shout out to those guys. But even if you're coming through, just hit the like for me real quick. Pop in. We're going to talk some Dolphins. Get it cracking on a Friday night. You already know what time it is. CT said that's messed up. CT always, hey, CT will come up here and take over the show. CT, you got to get you your own show, my boy. We got to talk. CT, you got to get you your own show, man. Shaking his joint. Shake Money says not true. A lot of people did like Jalen Hurts. A lot of people liked him. Did they like him better than Tua the past couple years? Shake, did they like him better than Tua? I don't think so, my boy. And Jalen Hurts had his struggles, and that's the beauty of being a rookie in the NFL. Like, you're gonna have an opportunity to have your struggles, and now he's got a much better team around him. He's got some weapons. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown are a really good receiver combo. His running backs are good. They got studs. Their offensive line is really good. That offense is good, and their defense is top notch. Just tough, gets after it, and that's the team I wanted us to be. But we just not gritty enough. Like, honestly, our team was just too finesse for me. Like, too finesse, not ground and pound, not smack you in the mouth, punch you in the nose, and then get after you. It was just too finesse, man. Too finesse, and that's my problem with the Miami Dolphins. We got to become a more physical team. Like, we got to start establishing ourselves. Like, we talk about guys and teams having an identity. We talk about teams having an identity. The Dolphins, what was their identity? Can anybody tell me what their identity was? I mean, we're going to outspeed you. I mean, what did we do on defense? We didn't have an identity on defense. I mean, it just wasn't, man. It's crazy to me, man. So I see CT and Shake going at it. He said, "Damn, that's crap." CB83. And then I see CT and Shake going at it. Yeah, man. Honestly, I don't think people were talking about Hurts like that. I don't think they was giving him that type of time of day, man. Hey, but real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my guy. My guy's in the back right now. Hey, if y'all don't know Big Nick, you need to get to know Big Nick, man. He's one of the old heads in the community, one of the vets. He ain't no rookie. He a goddamn vet, man. A damn vet in the community. He has his own YouTube channel with a crazy amount of subscribers. And I'm going to drop the link to his channel in here once we get cracking a little bit. But shout out to Big Nick, man. Big Nick pulling up, man. What's up with you, my guy?
What is going on? Phins up. CB, it's been a minute.
Hey, it's been a while, man. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, man, first of all, I'm using an old PC. My phone is not, for some reason, don't want to connect to StreamYard. I don't know what the problem is, but you know how that electronic stuff goes. So I apologize for the appearance. But, hey, man, I'm just loving life, recuperating from knee surgery.
So you had knee surgery, man. So what happened? What you get operated on, man?
I've never been injured outside of my life. I mean, I've never been injured in my life outside of basketball. So every injury I've ever suffered in my life has been from basketball. I've never made a dime from it, and I do it all again.
Because that's your love, right?
Yeah, it's like if you play basketball over the years, you done had what you consider to be a knee sprain. There's no such thing as a injuries. Knee sprain. There's no such thing as a knee sprain. You're tearing something, you're stretching something. And it don't heal back properly, even though you may feel back good or it's something you done took loose. And until you get in there and let them clean it up, you're going to continue to suffer.
Yeah, you will, man. You will. And honestly, I played basketball all growing up, man. And I just got to the point. I played basketball all through high school, right? I played on the varsity team.
A knee sprain and an ankle sprain is different.
Totally different things.
You can heal from an ankle sprain, no problem.
Quick.
Yeah.
right? So we had a lot of ankle. I had a lot of ankle stuff growing up. So I already knew what time it is. Rice, right? Rest,
Right.
ice, elevate, compression, elevation, bro. I already knew what time it was.
Right.
But yeah, man, you got to get that knee right, man. Get that knee right, man. I appreciate you coming through, man. I hit Nick last minute, and I was like, man, come up, talk some Dolphins with me. Let's kill some of these narratives. Let's talk about, what's going on in the community, what's going on right now with the Phins. How you feeling about the Dolphins right now, man?
Man, look, for years I subscribed to the big tuna. You are what your records say you are.
Right.
Until this Dolphin team. We are not a 9-8 team.
No way.
We are anywhere from, I don't want to say 12 because to me that's too low. We're anywhere from a 13 to easily a 14 win team if everybody's healthy this year.
Easily. Honestly, and Big Nick, like, let's be real about it. And I've had these conversations with people around the community. This team last year was much better than 9-8 too. Much better than 9-8.
Even during the losing streak. What we had a 5-game losing streak? I forget.
No, we had a 7. Oh, you talking about this year?
Yeah, this year.
This year we had a 4-game losing streak. Was it 4 games?
Well,
I think it was 4.
In the midst of the middle of the losing streak.
It was still.
There's not a Dolphin fan alive that didn't believe we was going to win each and every one of those games. Up in the middle of the game.
And literally.
In the fourth quarter.
Honestly, a lot of the games went into the third and fourth quarter, and it just came down to a few plays here or there. That was the game changer. Few decisions made. And as a result of that, I mean, we end up losing them games. But honestly, them games was close, bro. They was close.
I text you about Tua because what's understood don't need to be explained. That's how I believe. So from now on, that's my take on Tua. What's understood.
We don't have to really talk about it, Nick. If you're a real Dolphins fan and you can break down film or just watch football, know Tua's a good quarterback.
Or understand enough to know that the people are making millions of dollars to tell you
that he's the guy.
It's real. So why would you believe Big Nick? Why would you believe me over Shannon Sharp? You know what I'm saying?
There's no reason to. I get that. I get, but what I don't understand is why people get to this point where they think they are smarter than the people who get paid millions of dollars to make these decisions for the franchise in order for them to win and keep their jobs and to continue to provide food for their families. I just don't understand that, Nick.
A lot of it is lazy learning, right? You're interested in learning, but what happens is if you find someone that you admire so much, to whatever comes out their mouth becomes the gospel. Right?
Ooh, hey, hold on. Hey, you preaching now, boy.
And
you preaching now.
You got to understand when that becomes the gospel from the person that you admire so much, you don't have to go anywhere and do your own research because it's absolutely true. I'm getting it from the source. Ooh. And so that gives you tunnel vision, right? And so what happens is now you come in with this narrative against a certain individual that you already have this narrative set of this because you have to go by what the person that you admire so much, you have to make sure that they be right. So when you hear the negativity about Tua, this is something based off of not their own understanding, but from somebody who they look up to. Because if you had your own understanding, you can say, well, I don't like his height. I don't like that he gets hit a lot. But there's nowhere in the world you should be able to say, this kid would have been the number 1 overall draft pick in NFL if it wasn't for injury to he can't play. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's hard for me too, man. And I said you was preaching because it's honestly like having a pastor, right? Right. It's like being in the Black community. People go to church. You have a pastor. people can't. If you was to talk to somebody outside of your church and they said, "Oh, your pastor is so and so," he don't be talking about. They would say you plumb dumb. They protect their pastor by all means, and that's what the Dolphins community is. It's a bunch of people who are led by certain individuals, and they really get so caught up in what they're saying that they think it's the gospel, it's the truth, like it's their Bible.
I'm about to trigger some people, CB, and I don't mean to make this a political show or nothing like that. I just want to use it. Or for instance, people that dislike Joe Biden was waiting for the experts to blame the gas prices on Joe Biden, not understanding that the president has no control over private companies. They set their prices at what they deem where they want to set them at. The president has
market value, right? Whatever's going on in the world. There's a lot that goes into gas prices.
Right. So the pandemic happened and gas prices went up. The war in the Ukraine went up. Gas prices went up, right? Everybody blamed Joe Biden. Joe Biden used his executive privileges to tap into our oil reserve. And now the gas prices are back down to pre-pandemic levels. The gas price that you're paying now is the price you was paying before the pandemic or before the war.
Right.
Do you look on Facebook and see anybody giving thank you, Mr. President? Thank you. No. It doesn't matter what. I'm not a Joe Biden fan myself personally, but I give credit where credit is due. Do you see any of that on Facebook giving him credit for bringing the gas prices down?
No, you don't. You just see people panic. It's just the drama in it, and that's where it always is.
It's always about the narrative.
It's all about the narrative and about people's narratives and being able to control those narratives and enhance those narratives.
Right.
And we got people in the community who will just get up here and spew anything, and I understand it. I mean, you have a particular take on the guy, you have a particular take on the team. Cool. I'm never going to get up here and say I know more than professionals. So I would never say, hey, the team is making a terrible decision by keeping Tua around because he's injury prone. I mean, they must see something in the kid, in his play, what he put on the field this year, him being one of the best QBs at points in the league and things like that throughout the season. I mean, I think there's a lot to it, but I just can't come up here and say that he's not good enough or he's a terrible quarterback. It's just I can't be irresponsible like that. I can't be that.
Anybody that says anything other than Tua was on his way to being the top 5 quarterback in the NFL is just straight up hating or really don't know football and refuse to understand and learn football, right? Like, I refuse to argue with someone about Tua's ability any further. I'm not going to do that. If you want to argue about his injuries, because that's where the goalpost has moved to.
Honestly, that's all.
Moved from he's trash to he can't stay healthy.
That is all it is at this point. Hey Nick, that is all it is. If you are arguing about Tua being a bad quarterback when he's, I don't want to argue with you. We can't talk. Like, it's just no point in us talking, right? We not going to agree on nothing. That's the now. If you want to have an argument about him not being healthy and being available, shit, I agree with you too. I can't lie. I can't lie about that.
I can't lie to you about him feeling the need to try to carry the team on his back at times. I can't argue with you about that.
I can't feel. And honestly, it's hard for me to put all the injury on him, right? And it's hard for me to put all the injury on him because there are 5 guys who their responsibility is to protect that guy. By all means, don't let him get hit. I know Tua puts himself in some bad situations, but there's also them putting him in some bad situations. And I understand O-linemen are going to get beat. I coached O-line for 10 years, right? I understand O-linemen are going to get beat. But you can't get beat consistently, and you also can't be in and out of the lineup and be shuffling in the lineup. It's just too much to be shuffling an NFL offensive line throughout the season. It's never going to work out. It's not going to work out.
This right here is what's called integrity, right? Because even though you my boy, I still can't even let you get out there and say things that may be like misleading. You can't put it on the line because each one of those concussions, Tua held the ball over 4 seconds.
Okay, and I agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. And he put himself
on the O line. That can't.
And he put himself in some bad situations.
Right, throw the ball to her. You don't
now keep this. Now, honestly, Big Nick, and I understand over 4 seconds. That's a long time. But there are offensive lines that can hold blocks for that amount of time. And honestly, we just don't have that type of offensive line. So Tua, as being a quarterback behind that type of offensive line, I got to understand that, bro. I got to get the ball out. If I don't get the ball out, I'm getting hit. I'm taking a hit. I'm taking a sack. It's unnecessary. Or you just got to learn how to take a sack. Like Joe Burrow, he could take us, bro. He get hit, go to the ground. It's not a big deal to him, right? I think Tua needs to get stronger. I think everything about him needs to get stronger, and that's where he's at as a player. He's got to understand what he's dealing with, and we can't make excuses for him. We can't.
Yeah, I just think concussion. I think concussion is something stupid though. People to hold against football players. I just think it's a stupid thing to hold against a football player because, a concussion is just your brain moving around in your skull, and on any given play, you can get a concussion in the NFL. Any given play.
Yeah, any given play. And honestly, a lot of those linemen are banging helmets every play. I'm sure they're dealing with concussions
too. Hit in the heart almost and died on the field. You seen a dude get hit in the heart and died on the field. And every play, somebody's making contact with a head. Every single play.
Yeah, every single play, man. That's what they do, man. But yeah, man, I mean, how you feeling about this Vic Fangio situation? Let's talk about this defense, man.
My expertise is basically on the offensive side of the ball because I play quarterback. I'm like Mike McDaniel. I let other people handle the defense, and I understand the individual players. But as far as the reason why I can never be competitive in real Madden is because I don't know defense. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
I don't know how to line up. Like, I'm just picking defense. I see your ass go to 3 wide, I'm going to nickel. I don't know what I don't know what those are. You know what I mean? I can recognize them when I'm playing against them, but I can't call them, right? So, but from everything I'm hearing, his style of defense seemed to be what the NFL is right now. And he's the grandfather of that defense, basically. So, I'm liking. I think we're going to go from a press man to more of a too high to a zone. We're gonna depend on those guys up forward to put pressure on the quarterback. And we need to find that linebacker. I'm hearing Tremaine Edmonds, so hopefully.
That would be nice, man. I mean, are we going to be able to snag him from Buffalo? That would be nice.
They don't have the money, Josh kick in.
Josh kick in now, huh? So they got to break the whole squad up.
Yeah.
That's what happened when them quarterbacks start getting paid, man.
Yeah.
Be tough.
Yeah. Tough I think they got the offensive lineman they got to pay that. There's more, so there's a possibility he can slip out.
Yeah, man. Hey, so shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got about 12 in the room right now, 13 in the room. Hit the like on your way in. I appreciate you guys coming through. Got my man Pete's Takes in the building. Shake Money, Raphael. CT's in this joint. What's up with y'all, man? What is up? So yeah, man. I mean, looking at the Fangio situation, you even had the Dolphins community turning that into something, man. Like he wasn't coming. Like, oh, nobody wants to coach with Mike McDaniel. It's like, bro, y'all got too much time on y'all hands, man. What the drama in this community is beyond me, Nick. Why is it so dramatic, man? I don't get it.
People have because only 3 times, 4 times, 5 times in the history of the Miami Dolphins where the season hasn't fell out from under us. Only 5 times. And those are the 5 Super Bowl appearances. Right?
Damn.
To me, if you don't make it to the Super Bowl, then you just got a
You
terrible
ain't doing
draft.
nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
You know, if you come in, if you make it all the way to the Super Bowl and don't win, all that gets you is the 31st pick in the draft.
That's all it gets you.
That's all it gets you. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it gets you.
So, and people are used to the bottom falling out. So they want to be the first with their hot takes. They want to be the first with their crazy takes. You know, nobody don't want to coach with McDaniel. Haven't heard that from nobody. No commentators, no experts, no opinion writers, no agents, no columnists. Nobody has said that knows and matters. But you will say that because you want to be the first one to say it. So if that does turn out to be the case, I told you that way back in February.
Yeah, and that's what I see a lot of in the community now is like, you know, just claiming, hey, I told you this first, or bro, no, don't nobody, bro, you heard it from somebody else first. I mean, let's be really real about it. The people who are reporting it is the dudes who get paid to do it. Like they're the ones that are working around the clock trying to get this information. Like you heard it from somebody else and you regurgitated what they said.
I said it to you a long time ago. Ain't nobody with under 20,000 subscribers on YouTube got no fucking NFL sources.
Nobody, huh?
Nobody with YouTube under 20,000 subscribers have NFL direct sources.
Yeah,
nobody.
I can see that being the case, man. But you can't tell some of these cats they ain't locked into the team. Like they don't have player sources and people in the organization who are plugging in with information, bro. It's wild out here, bro. It's wild out here in these Twitter and YouTube streets, Nick.
Go back to the YouTube. Even some of the positive Dolphin YouTubers. Go back to some of the camp videos. Sources are telling me God didn't even fucking make the team. Or sources are telling me that they don't, and this guy's the linchpin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up into training camp open. Up into training camp open where fans was able to go was talking about Cater Coho.
Nobody.
During training camp, you can see him play. Now everybody want to start talking about Cater Coho like they knew from, you know, when he was in Texas playing ball.
And honestly, people during camp weren't even talking about him like that. We didn't really know about him until he started showing up.
Down. That's when
he started playing in the game. We're like, who is this dude? This dude came out of nowhere. We ain't seen him. But hey, he came out making plays. And I heard somebody today say Cater Coho was a walking pass interference. I wanted to slap his ass. Bro, come on, bro. Like the dude came up, made plays in the run game. He would come up and stick you in the run game. Even when they were throwing the screen passes, I'm shedding blocks. I'm getting to him. I'm smacking him. It's crazy, man. But
if Coho would have got drafted at any position, he'll probably be all rookie if he's not all rookie.
Easily. And
nobody knows who he is. He's not all rookie.
And that's what hurts me about these undrafted guys. It don't matter how good them dudes play. They ain't gonna get the recognition they deserve. They just not. Like you're not telling. You're not telling. Not unless you making plays, getting interceptions and stuff like that, and not unless you a top 10, top 20 pick. It's too difficult to do. It's a lot of ground to cover, man. So
and it's really only one type of player that makes an all rookie team that's not drafted, and that's a running back. A running back is about the only position that can be undrafted and make an all-rookie team.
Because he's going to touch the ball. He's going to be dynamic. He got to be dynamic with the football.
Right.
Dynamic with the football. So, yeah, that's the difference, man. But let's talk about the offseason a little bit. What do you think the Dolphins need kind of going into this offseason?
Well, on a note that kind of segues into that, before I do that, give me your overall Chris Grier grade.
Overall Chris Grier from what year?
From Wilkins when he really had power and took over all that shit before he didn't. From Wilkins to now.
Okay, so looking at Chris Greer's grade, I think Chris Greer has done a good job, honestly. And I'm gonna break it down like this. You're not gonna hit every time in the draft. It's just hard as hell to do. You're not gonna hit all the time. But where you make up for it is building a team through free agency, bringing in key players like Tyreek Hill, like Teron Armstead, like Chubb, making the moves you need to make in order to build a team and to put like dynamic players, on the board. So honestly, when I look at Chris Greer's grade, combining the draft, combining free agency, I would give him a B plus.
Okay.
I think he's at a B plus, and I think he's on the verge of being at an A. Honestly, if Tua was healthy this season and he played the entire season, we would probably be giving Chris Greer an A grade. Because
now let's look at it. Let's look at it from this. Let's see if I can get you to change your grade because I think he deserves higher. Let's see if I can get you to change your grade.
Okay. All right.
If I give you general manager X for team X, right? And I tell you, general manager X has had 7 draft choices since he's 7 first-round draft picks since he's been the general manager.
Yep.
He's had 9 first-round draft picks since he's been that general manager. 2 of them we used for trades. But out of the 7 picks that he actually used, what if I told you he went 5-2?
That's good. But see, Nick, it's not just about the first round ones, because the first round ones I expect to hit.
Let me get there. I'm not
okay.
Done. But just on the first rounders, if I told you he went 5-2, he went 5-2 just on the ones he physically drafted.
I like those odds. I like those odds a lot.
And then you take the 2 first-round picks that he traded for an All-Pro and a perennial Pro Bowler.
That's a great move.
Right?
That's a great move.
Now I'm gonna give you the names. I'm gonna give you the names of the first rounders. Christian Wilkins, hit or miss.
That's a hit.
Minka Fitzpatrick, hit or miss.
Hit.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I was testing you there. I was testing you there. Hit.
Why you was testing me? That ain't no miss at all.
Because he's not on the team, that it was a bad pick.
What? No, that was Flores.
That
was Flores. Because he's Flores' ego, man. That's what happens when coaches and players get into it, and that's a whole different story. But man, that's crazy.
Tua.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
Austin Jackson.
Austin Jackson is a
miss.
Right now, I'm gonna say it's a miss.
Igbo.
Miss.
All right. Jalen Waddle.
Hit all day.
Jalen Phillips.
Hit all day.
Tyreek and Bradley. They're first round picks. We got them for first rounds. You know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about the second round. Let's talk about
let me go back to this. This is partly why I'm giving Chris Greer a B plus, is because Jalen Phillips at that point in the draft was a luxury pick. We could have went
necessity pick.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say necessity pick.
We had take it in the first round, wasn't it?
Right, but I'm not saying that was a necessity pick for the Dolphins at the time. I think the Dolphins needed a running back more than we needed a defensive end.
No, but you can't get him at the number 19 pick, bro. You can't get a running back at the number 19 pick.
Ooh. You can. Jonathan Taylor. Like
he wasn't there with
not Jonathan Taylor, but Najee Harris. Like these are guys you could get. Honestly, you gotta put guys around your around your quarterback. And this is my thing about Chris Greer. I like Jalen Phillips. I like him as a player. But when you have the opportunity to get a guy like Najee, who's versatile, who could catch the ball out of the backfield, who could run the ball hard, who could pass block. Like, honestly, we wouldn't be addressing it. We are still trying to find a running back for this offense.
CB, if you put the sacks at the end of the chart, turn the light back on.
Jalen Phillips had a good year this year.
If you put the sacks at the end of the chart, the rest of the numbers for Jake, turn the light back on. Turn it on. My son, sorry. Turn it on.
Nah, you good.
If you put the sacks at the end, right, at the end of the column, and you read all other relevant numbers that goes along with his production, he's an all-pro.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be an
all-pro, except he didn't get there. He didn't get the sack production. But the Miami Dolphins across the league had one of the quickest snap to throw against in the NFL. The average in the NFL was 2.8. The average in the NFL is 2.8. The Miami Dolphins across the board on average had an average of 2.3 of getting the ball out their hands. That was the Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb effect.
Yeah. Like we was getting to the we were quick trying to get to the quarterback. And the secondary just couldn't hold up, which bothered me. You know, linebackers are not making plays where they need to make plays. And honestly, that's where we was at, man. That's where we was at as a team, man.
Because the defense was designed from the back end forward, right? That's how the defense was designed. But with the injuries, we had to 3/5 of our starting, that wind up being 4/5 of our starting secondary going down. We had to go from the front back, and that just changed the dynamic of how we played in the schemes, and people wasn't, so we couldn't create the pressure for the type of scheme that we was running. Because remember, we wasn't running a gap scheme. We were running a two-gap scheme. We wasn't running a single gap.
And I think that's what it came. I think that's what it boiled down to for Boyer. He just wasn't able to adjust.
He didn't adjust.
When players went down, you just weren't able to adjust. And I think, and that comes from being inexperienced. He wasn't a seasoned defensive coordinator, and that's part of it. And I think now that McDaniels is learning what he needs in order to build a successful football team, he's understanding that, man. I gotta have some dudes around me. When I'm going into battle, I gotta have some dudes around me, because that's important. So I think that's a big aspect of like what he's looking to do as a team, as an organization, is build a team that he ain't got a babysit. Build a roster, a coaching staff he ain't got to babysit.
Right. See, so now, and speaking of Josh Boyer, you lost your number 2 cornerback. Your number 1 cornerback was playing through 2 groins all year. You lost your number 3 DB. You lost your strong safety, right?
Yep.
And you bring in all these undrafted or bottom round picks or people that you brought to the team to play special teams. Now they're playing predominantly starters role, but you're not adjusting the defense. Instead of, you still got single high safeties back there. You still got X on an island. You still got Keon Crossan and Kato Kohu on islands. Instead of putting that other safety back, adjusting and sending them dogs to go get the quarterback.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, and that's what you're dealing with, man. And honestly, Vic Fangio will figure it out. But
Absolutely.
we still need to bring in some talent, and that's just the nature of the beast in the NFL. You got to have dudes who can make plays, and hopefully they can find some. Hopefully they can find some guys who are on the cheap who could come in and make some plays, man.
No, I think we're gonna make a couple of splashes. We need to make splashes. We're gonna have the money to make splashes. We're gonna have somewhere around $50 million when it's all said and done. And and that's enough to get a couple linebackers. And I don't think we need to spend big money on a free agent cornerback unless one falls in our lap. I think we'll be okay with what we're going to bring back. Cater Kohu, Nick Needham, if we resign, which we should. We still got Trill Williams coming back, so I think we'll be okay secondary. Plus, we're going to play too high. So it's going to be, we got to find a tight end, whether it be through the draft or through free agency. We need a tight end.
Yeah.
We have no tight ends. We have one tight end on the contract. But no, we got none. We got two tight ends on the contract. So we got one running back, I think. Maybe none.
Man, we're going to have to make some moves. We definitely got to make some moves. And I see the Dolphins kind of, you're not going to be able to do everything, right? You're gonna have to fix the O-line a little bit more. I like them to see them secure the offensive line. I like to see them get some help at linebacker, some help at corner. Running back situation, you got to figure that out, whether you're gonna bring them guys back or not. I think that's gonna be what you think.
No, Byron's not coming back.
No, I was talking running backs too. I was just talking.
Oh no, I see only Mustard coming back. Unfortunately, I see Jeff Wilson taking another role somewhere else. I see Mustard coming back. I see us drafting a running back. Hopefully, man, we can find that unicorn, that big guy. You don't have to run a 4-3. Just a big guy that can play the wide zone a little bit. Because that's what this team needs. I'm tired of the running backs all being the same size. So
yeah.
But I think the running back room, I think it's going to include. I think Ahmed is going to still be here, and I think we're going to bring back Mustard, and we're going to bring in a couple other guys.
Yeah, man, and I think this team is built to win games, man. As long as Tua is healthy and the offensive line is holding up and the defense can make a couple plays here and there, I think that's really what we lacked, is just consistency across the board, man. You would have one game where the offense plays well and the defense plays bad, and special teams is in between. And we just needed more complementary football throughout the season, man. I think if we would have had that, we would have been in a much different place as far as like playoff position, man. Because like you said, bro, this isn't a 9-win team. It's not.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
I tell you what, man. I tell you what. If you give me one of the games our backup should have won, just one that we lost the game because of quarterback play, and if you give me that Jalen Phillips game, what was that? I mean, not Jalen Phillips, that Jalen Water game. What was that?
Minnesota.
You give me that game. Okay, if you don't want to give me one of the quarterback play game, then you give me the Mike Gesicki, Trent Sherfield game. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You got the NFL players, Mike Gesicki, you making $10 million. You got to make that catch, man.
Yeah, man, and there was plenty of opportunities throughout the year for guys to make plays, to be difference makers. Even like on defense, like we dropping picks, like we just doing stuff that we weren't used to doing. Like that wasn't our character. That we usually made those plays, and that was the difference in us being a really good team and being an average football team, man.
But that's football. That's football,
that's the way it goes. Sometimes it bounce your way, sometimes it don't. But it really is a game of inches, and if you don't make them plays, you're not gonna win the game, man.
In 2020, everything bounced our way. Every single thing bounced our way. Everything. Remember, we had what, like, how many 3-point wins that year?
Man, we had a lot, and then we come back the next year and have a lot of 3-point losses. It's like, bro, the cycle is so crazy. But I do want to see this team become more dominant, and I heard somebody talk about this the other day, and like there wasn't a lot of games where we just kind of dominated or really enforced our will on the other team. There was only a couple. Okay. All right, I'm stopping. Go ahead.
Scoring 40 points a game is not my definition of being dominant. Being dominant is, to me, in the Super Bowl, the difference between these two teams is I feel one of them imposes their will, and that's Philadelphia.
That's
dominant.
And that's what it is. But see, Nick, in order to do that, you gotta have an identity. You gotta do something really, really well. Like you gotta have something in your arsenal that we say, hey, I don't give a fuck what they give us on defense this play. This shit gonna work for us because we know how to block it, we know how to run it, and we gonna get 5-6 yards every single time we run it. Our quarterback gonna make the right decision, whether it's to pull it or to keep it, and we gonna get some yards on it. And I think that's what Philly has right now. They have a couple plays in their arsenal, and they have enough playmakers on the field to really just put teams in a bind. You put a defense in a bind when you can do shit like that. And when you have a running quarterback, who can do that, it's a different game. It really switches things up, man.
Pound for pound, man. I think pound for pound is just me. I don't know. Maybe it's the down since 82 part of me. Pound for pound, I think the Miami Dolphins got top 3 talent in the NFL. Right?
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, I think we got top 3 talent in the NFL. Right? And we win 13 games. I'm going to say that dominant. You say you want us to be. I'm saying we have the players to be that. If we won them 13 games, right? Now you take a look at that D-line. Sack production wasn't there, but tell me Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, Chubb, Ingram, tell me those guys wasn't dominant this year.
They were. I mean, I think they had some times. Like, and that's the thing. The defense is a system, right, Nick? So it's easy for me to say the defensive line is dominant, but when your linebackers and your corners aren't dominant, it don't make you look good. You see what I'm saying? So it don't, and that's what we talk about at our job too. It's like, hey, it don't work unless you get the entire system. The defense not going to work properly unless you get the entire system working together efficiently. Like, if you're just having one unit that's dominant and your linebackers and your corners are struggling back there, you just as good you dead in the water either way. Like, it's got to be complimentary on defense.
You can have a struggling unit, but that don't mean I still don't recognize the individual play within that unit.
You're right. And that's a key component.
From the individual play that I see, I know these players are dominant. It just all has to come together.
You're right. And that's what the team is looking at. When they watch film and they break down film, they're saying, hey, these guys are good up front. What can we do to help them out? What can we do to get, take some of the pressure off of them? Get a linebacker in the building, get some more corners in the building, get another safety in the building. I think that's going to be the difference in the offseason. It's just finding guys who fit in the system and who can play and make the plays. Like,
a team got 70 sacks and don't blitz. A team got 70 sacks and don't blitz.
Which team was that?
Philadelphia.
And them dudes get after it. And see, honestly, and I think a lot of that is because their secondary works so well together, right? When your secondary is working in cohesion and they're working well together, you're going to get those coverage sacks. Guys going to hold them to the ball. There's nothing you can do. Intentional grounding has kind of changed the game. It's up the sacks. Guys don't want to make those. If you sit in the pocket and you can't escape, you got to eat that. Yeah, you got to eat that, man.
Do you feel some type of way that we're no longer considered to have like the best or even a top 5 cornerback situation? Like, that seems like unreal, right?
It does.
Like, when you talk honestly, about Philly's quarterback situation being better than ours, it's like, damn, really?
It is, and what's crazy is I don't mind it though, man, because honestly, I feel like we got so top heavy at corner. We relying on X so much. We relying on Byron so much to the point where if something happens, we ain't got nobody who gonna be able to line up and make plays. And I don't want to be the type of honestly, I don't care who them dudes are back there. Just find me 5 dudes who can play in the secondary and just get after it. Like, I don't want that. He ain't got to be a Pro Bowler. He ain't got to be an All Pro. Just find me some dudes who gonna make some plays and get after it. Like, and when you look at Kansas City defense, they defense ain't nothing great. Like, their D line is pretty dominant. They got a couple players sprinkled in here and there, but bro, they play smart. They make plays when they need to, and they don't let guys just run past them. They get after guys. They bump them. I don't like playing that soft ass shit where you just gonna let guys run in your zone and run through and. Man, play football, man. It's a physical game. Like, at some point, y'all just got to step up and play a little bit more physical and stop being so finesse, man. And McDaniel's got to do something about that, man. He's got to start establishing himself in the trenches, because we were weak there offensively. We got to be better in the trenches on offense. We got to be able to run the ball. Like, we got to be Tua is not the type of quarterback who's going to sit back and throw 30-plus times a game. He's just not that. He needs the play action. He needs the run game.
I think improved tight end play fix that. I anticipate only one new starter on the offensive line. I think they really like Juwan. I think they really like Austin. Austin didn't look bad in preseason. He didn't look bad in training camp, and he wasn't terrible in the first game. You know what I'm saying? So, I think they like him. Plus, he's cheap. Plus,
yeah, I mean, he's on a deal. He on a rookie.
People ain't just
yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So.
I think that
we're going to be replaced. I think we're going to upgrade that, and I think we're going to upgrade the tight end position, and I think that's going to help us out in that, because he couldn't really run the offense, even though that offense was dynamic and we put up points, and I think we put up the fourth most points in Dolphin history this year. But he still wasn't operating on what he wanted to do because we didn't have the tight end play.
Yeah, and I think. And I think I got you. I hear your baby girl in the back doing her thing, huh?
Yeah. Little Nick, no, that's Little Nick. Yeah.
Oh, that's Little Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I mean, the tight end position is going to be interesting, for sure. Definitely going to be interesting in how we address that. I'd like to see them bring in somebody who's seasoned, like the dude from the Cowboys, Schultz. I mean, there's some guys out there. I mean. We'll see how they run it. I do have faith in this coaching staff more than I've had in past coaching staffs, as far as like figuring it out.
But we haven't talked about the most important position this offseason, and which is probably going to be the most popular player on the team, backup quarterback. There's a name out there right now. I'm telling you, I want no part of. I don't know how I would appreciate this season if Joe Flacco becomes our backup quarterback. Like, that's one name I don't want. I'm open to Andy Dalton. Man. I'm open to Gardner Minshew. I'm open to Huntley in Baltimore. But it seems like if they don't re-sign Lamar, he might be their plan B. But I don't know if I'm comfortable in the draft with having two young guys backing up Tua. Because Tyler is not it. And Tyler's not going to prove enough to be it by next year. He's not it, bro.
Nah, he's not it yet. Skyler definitely needs some more time. Skyler needs some more time. There's plenty of backups out there. I think Cooper Rush is good. I think Gardner Minshew. I just want a guy with a little edge on him, and that's why I like Minshew. That's why I like Cooper Rush. When I saw those guys come in games for quarterbacks who were down, they played well. It's like the team didn't miss a beat. I think we need a guy like that who's already shown they can do it. Like Teddy Bridgewater, man. I really, honestly, Big Nick, being real with you, I thought Teddy Bridgewater was a better option for us. Going into the playoff game, I thought Teddy would have been a better option. I think if Teddy plays that game, we win that game. With the healthy Teddy. I'm not going to say we do. I really felt that way. Like I like Skyler. He just is not ready yet. He's just not ready.
I think if the refs, that's true too. And I think if the refs would have stopped treating our team like they was all four stringers, we might would have won that game too, because we didn't get no benefit of the doubts in that game. Like they call that interception back. Come on, man.
Yeah. And honestly, going in, I think I knew.
Touchdown. You know, it's like
yeah,
they treated us like four stringers all night.
They did, and that's what you get when you playing, in somebody else's crib, and the narratives are there. They want the team to move on. It's gonna be tough. You really gotta impose your will on another team and win the game, because the refs ain't gonna help you at all. It's just not.
Hey, Bills Mafia, if you're listening, 2 years in a row, you guys were the Super Bowl favorites. This year, you beat the Miami Dolphins by a combined 5 points, and you should have lost all 3 games.
All 3. and honestly, if we have Tua in that game, you're not telling me we don't win that game. You're not telling me we don't win that game.
We should have won all 3.
All 3. And honestly, if the defense came to play like they came to play in the first game, bro, we would have won all 3 of them games. I mean, the defense played good. The defense played good in the last game.
They played good in the second game.
They played solid in the second game. They gave up some stuff here and there. I was like, oh my gosh, come on, be a little bit better. It's tough though, man. I mean, the defense was in a bind all year. I can't really go hard on them, but Josh Boyer's play calling, putting guys in the end zone on 3rd and long. It's like, come on, bro. What is you doing? Just you trying to outsmart yourself now, bro. Just call a solid game. Be aggressive.
That what you said right there was very, very revealing. Beyond 10 yards, the Miami Dolphins top 5 in the NFL completion percentages allowed. Right? So even though X was banged up, even though Cato was a rookie and we had Keon Crossing, them boys was back there balling. 10 yards in, we gave up 87% completion percentage.
Everything.
We was bottom 5.
Everything. Because not only were we playing soft, Nick, but we wouldn't even
extra man. We had to send
and we wouldn't even bump guys off their routes. We wouldn't get hands on guys. We wouldn't play within 5 yards at all. Within 5 yards, you wouldn't see a corner nowhere near them dudes, bro. Nowhere near them.
I remember the days we had players on our defense, man, that you wouldn't dare run a slant on us. You wouldn't dare. On a 3rd and 6, I bet you're not running a slant.
But see, that's the type.
We had those type of linebackers.
And that's what we don't have. We don't have the impose your will on the defense. Bro, you better not come across this middle on 36.
I'm run a quick slant.
I'll take your head clean off. Clean off. We ain't got that, bro. Them dudes running through there Jerome Baker? Oh, bye-bye. I'll run him over myself.
It was one team that exposed us. We had those type of linebackers. It was one team that exposed us, and they screened us to death. That was the stinking Buffalo Bills with Thurman Thomas. They screenplayed us through every single play. Screenplay.
After screenplay after screenplay.
Screenplay after screenplay after screenplay. And our linebackers just couldn't keep up out there, man. So
yeah.
It has its pros and cons.
Yeah, man, we gotta. Oh yeah, right. Man, we look at it, man. We gotta take some questions. Give us a question, a legit question, and we see a lot of haters in it. We see a lot of Wolfpack.
Any question. If the question is stupid enough, we will bring them on.
Yeah.
And honestly,
hey, that's what they want. They really want to get crushed on camera, Big Nick. But I don't know. I don't know if I feel like doing that tonight, because I mean, I don't like seeing grown men cry. I don't like seeing that.
No, I do. Crush them and kick them off. Now they ain't gonna want to come on now.
They ain't gonna want to come on, man.
Not because we can't give them an hour. They're not part of the show. We just gonna bring on a stupid comment. We're gonna crush them, and we're
yeah. Who wanna?
The first time they move the goalpost, they gotta go.
Oh, you know they're gonna move it. You know they're gonna move it. Hey, so Pete's takes.
Hey,
here we go. Hey, Pete's takes with a question: what flaws do you guys see in Skylar?
Okay. All right.
It's an easy one, Nick. He gave us an easy one to start off with.
No anticipatory skills. None. Number 2, he do not know how to move guys around with his eyes. That's number 2. Number 3, he is a check down king. If he would have had enough starts, enough snaps, he would have been the worst rated NFL quarterback in the history of the NFL. I'm not making that stat up.
Damn.
I'm not making that stat up. He would have been the worst rated quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Now, as a rookie, I expect Skylar to struggle, right? I expect Skylar to struggle. But like Big Nick said, he's just not ready. Just no, he can't anticipate guys being open. He's just gun shy. He's gun shy.
That's not a developed skill. You can't develop that skill. I'm sorry, you can't develop it.
But
he's 25 years old.
The game can speed up a little bit for him. It can speed.
It can slow down.
Or yeah, that's what I mean. It can slow down a little bit for him. Now that would help him tremendously if he started to get the anticipation and starting to understand where guys are. I mean, when you look at Tua and you look at Skylar's play, it's just really night and day in terms of anticipating guys, knowing where guys are going to be, knowing the offense. That's the difference right there, especially in an offense like this where it's timing and it's rhythmic. You got to know where guys are going to be. You got to be able to take your shot and put it in there, right?
Pete, and that's in the playoff game, there was a 3rd and 7 play. He was not under pressure. Tyreek, I know you remember this play. Tyreek was running across the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Wide open. He threw it to the running back. That is the flaw. You have to be able to see the field. You had enough. You prepared the whole week. You made
locked in.
Start. You got to see that play.
Yeah. And that's what happens, man. When you start getting hit, you start getting a little trigger shy. You start looking for the running back a little sooner than you need to instead of finding the guys that you need to find. That's what happens, man. Hey, let's go with here we go. So they want to hear what flaws do we see. My man can't spell, but he says, what flaws do you see in Tua? What flaws do you see in Tua, Big Nick? I'll let you start off.
Tua holds the ball a little too long. Tua can be confused by defense, but those are something that he can overcome. He can be confused by defense. He holds the ball too long, and he tends to sometimes want to play hero ball.
I like it. I agree with everything you said. I agree with him. Holding the ball too long, hero ball. When guys start getting knocked off their spots, like when you see guys that in the defense get hands on Tyreek and get hands on Waddle, and they get bumped around a little bit, he does a bad job adjusting and putting the ball where it needs to be after those guys are bumped.
Quarterback, yeah, he's not.
He's not a good off-script quarterback. I mean, that timing needs to be right. I think he's very accurate. He's going to put the ball where he expects the guy to be, but that guy is not always there because he might have got bumped off a route or something like that. So that's part of it too. But and then he just got to
nothing.
He's got to find a way to stay healthy, and that's it right there. But honestly, I've seen Tua make every throw on the field effortlessly.
He led the league and everything but touchdown.
Right. I've seen him do it. I just need his ass to stay on the field, man.
Stay on the field.
I need him to stay on the field, man. Let's go ahead and drop the links for some of these chat gangsters, man. You know,
we ain't here to argue, man. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have a debate. You're gonna say what you say. You're gonna try to counteract, counterpoint me, and I counterpoint you. But we're not gonna be screaming and disrespecting and calling each other names.
let's keep it cordial, man. We're gonna keep it cordial. You already know what time it is, man. We don't let people get disrespectful on my show.
Your
they
takes got to be actual something backed up by
some
facts.
Substance,
Right.
some substance, man.
Can't say what if he would have done. No, who gives a shit? What if he would have stayed healthy? We'd have been 15-2.
Bring some substance. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm drinking on a little Maker's Mark, the BRTO1, the limited release tonight. You already know what time it is, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Man, we got my man CT in the back. Oh, Lewis say we clown. Come on up, Rabbi Dolphin fan.
Anybody think that we're just souvenirs or whatever? I'm gonna show you something real quick. I'm gonna show you something, and I'm gonna give you the date. Where we at?
That's when their stuff don't bother me, man. I'm a Dolphins fan. If I don't love my quarterback, who will? Right.
All right. December 4th at 4:43. We were playing the San Francisco 49ers. I text CB83. I say, yo, they replaced QB1. That's not Tua. CB83 takes back. He has happy feet. Settle in. I put, not that inaccurate, bro, but yeah, settle in, score, take the lead. They have nobody playing quarterback. I text him back after Tua played bad again. I say, bro, that's a clone.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
They just cheat our ass today. No excuse. Quarterback one played pretty bad. So look, that's criticism.
Calling it like it is, man. Calling it like it is. And people don't. And honestly, after games, I get on here and tell people, bro, Tua played bad, but then I'm still a Tua in there. It don't matter in their eyes. It don't matter in their eyes, man. Let me go ahead and bring on a couple guys. CT, EM, Dolphin fan. What's good with y'all boys, man? How y'all doing tonight?
Fans up.
I'm Gucci. Is that my guy, Little Nicky? Little Nicky, how you doing, man? It's been a while.
Come on. Hey, let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it respectful, EM.
Hey, I hadn't seen my guy, Little Nicky, and I'm just giving him a little shout out. That's all, bro. No disrespect intended.
None taken. My merchandise selling by the thousands on YouTube.
Okay, that's what's up. Good. What's good, fellas? What's good? I'm just listening to y'all tonight, and a lot of insightful information. Sound like we don't kill your narrative on Tua already. You come in here talking about y'all. No, my narrative on Tua. What was my narrative on Tua?
You tell me.
It's just funny to me. What I do find comical is the fact that I hear CB, right? He's being critical of Tua, saying he's not an off-script guy, right? He struggles going off-script, and I can recall several conversations last year, 2021, 2020, when I was just, again, always coming from a film-based perspective, just highlighting these deficient areas of his game. And I received so much pushback from guys like CB, and it's just comical to me. It's just so, and Little Nicky as well, but it's just so comical to me to hear y'all regurgitating what I was just pointing out on film for the last 2 years. Now y'all are confirming that. That's comical for me.
Context is everything. You was using that criticism.
That's comical for me.
You was using that criticism. Context is everything. That's what CB83 and big niggas all about. Context. You was using that same criticism as to why he shouldn't be QB1. And we were telling you right now that that criticism is
I never said he shouldn't be QB1.
Hold up.
I never said he shouldn't be QB1. I said the only way he shouldn't be QB1 unless you're going to get Deshaun Watson or you're going to get an immediate upgrade like Deshaun Watson, or which everyone agreed. Everyone was in agreement. Everybody.
Okay, so here we go. Can I talk now, EM, or are you done, or is you finished? Is you done, or is you?
Go ahead, do your thing, bro. Do your thing, man.
Okay, so I mean, I always told you that Tua was good enough. He's always been good enough, and honestly, when I talked to you about Tua as he played throughout the season, you were like, "Hey, I didn't see this in the kid. I didn't see he had this in him.
No. What I said was what. No.
We've had these conversations.
If we're gonna talk like men here, tell the truth, CB. What I said was number one or no less than 3 rated in every category. Nobody forecasted that level of play from Tua. Nobody.
So here we go.
I said top 12. I said give me top 10 or on the fringe top 12. That's what I said, bro.
You got to stop because I mean, don't say nobody projected that. People thought Tua could be a really good quarterback. You just never saw it in him.
Be top 5 this year.
You never saw it in him.
No. Hold on, time out. We just sat up here and said if it wasn't for injuries, this man would have been the number 1 overall pick. That has been my stance from day one. So you can't say nobody has expected that.
Nah, bro. I'll say this. Yeah, it's easy to sit. Wait, hang on. It's easy for y'all, you two, CB and Little Nicky, in hindsight now and say, oh, well, I knew he could always do that. But when first off, I never heard one of y'all mention. I never once heard y'all say Tua had MVP level play in his game. I never heard that. A, and then B. If you did say it, I never heard none of y'all. I never observed none of y'all bringing anything remotely film based to substantiate your point. I know you didn't, Little Nicky, and I know you didn't either, CB. So stop. Y'all need to stop.
Ian Baller, you advocated for Deshaun Watson.
He advocated for Deshaun Watson and Skyler.
Have you ever yourself said that Deshaun Watson has MVP in him?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you say it now, but I never heard you say it.
Bro, what are you talking about? I said that back then. I said, bro, he was in 2020. He was in an MVP conversation on a 4-12 team, bro.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Same thing. I said the same thing about Tua.
Okay, so but this is the reason why I wanted to come up here. I heard you guys' presentation earlier, and again, salute to both of you. Salute to both of you gentlemen. A lot of insightful information. But I heard Little Nicky highlight about the technique up front on the D line that the Dolphins have previously employed. I would like for him to please explain to me because I'm a little cloudy. I have a little, very limited understanding of the technique.
The two gap thing.
Please explain to me between 1.5 and a 2-gap concept. Not you, CB. I'm talking to Little Nicky because he's the one that said that.
I think you're just trying to nitpick, but it's not that serious.
No, I'm not nitpicking. No.
Even though I played quarterback all my life, I do understand 1 gap, 2 gaps. That's very important when you're handing the ball off. The difference between 1 gap and 2 gap is the 1 gap is holding the line and letting the linebacker do his thing. The 2 gap is the defensive lineman actually hitting the gap going to rush.
Actually, no, you're incorrect, bro. That's 1 gap technique, actually. 2 gap is when you're stacking when you're stacking the line of scrimmage and you're responsible for 2 gaps. Okay, no, you're actually wrong.
I don't give a shit about defense. I said that earlier, didn't I, CB?
He did. Hey, he provided context.
No. You said that. That's what you said, bro. Little Nicky.
But you missed that.
That's what you said.
I don't like the disrespect with the Little Nicky. That's just. I feel like that's a little childish.
I ignore it, man. I ignore it.
It's like, bro. It's like, come on. If you're gonna be a man, call him by his name, bro. I feel like that's real disrespectful. I would never call you like EM Chump fan or something like that, bro. Don't come on here acting like that. Can you be respectful of the man's name?
He called me Ian Baller, bro. He called me Ian Baller. That's what
he did that after you called him. You called him that 100 times.
No, I called you that because listen. I apologize. First of all, I apologize because on my screen I heard CB say EM right now. I couldn't see your whole name EM #Dolphin fan.
The real EM is
respect. All right, but you right. You right.
We all know
respect.
We all know.
Respect.
We all know the real EM is EM Baller. We don't give a fuck about no EM Dolphin fan.
See, now you talking about respect, CB. See, now you talking about respect, bro. I mean, how hypocritical is that right now?
I just got to mess with you, man. You know what time it is.
Hey, I do want to say to EM, though, I didn't know anything about you leaving my name out of that because I've been saying this shit for years, EM.
Man,
What? I never heard CT. I never heard
up.
you once say Tua had MVP level playing him.
Okay,
I've never heard you say that.
How do you have to say MVP?
I've never heard anybody say that.
Wait.
Now I've heard people say, I believe in him. He can be a highly productive quarterback, but MVP level?
I told
No,
you he
stop.
would be a top 5 quarterback. Tell me I'm wrong.
I ain't never heard. I can't recall that. I don't recall that.
CT, hold on. EM, hold on real quick. I'm asking you one question that squashed this whole conversation. Is Tua top 5 MVP caliber quarterback?
No.
No, I can't say he's the top 5 guy right now. I think he's more 8. I think he's more 7 to 10 range.
I'm done with the Tua.
I think he's more 7 to 10 range. No,
right.
No,
you
can't discount that. You can't discount that. Them last 3 out of 4 games.
What last 4 games? Tell me.
I'm talking about that December in general. You can't just forget that.
Which game Tua played bad? Tua got concussed in Green Bay. Tua got concussed in Green Bay, and he played. And Tua played. I pointed that out. He played bad in San Francisco. He didn't play bad in San Diego. He didn't play bad in San Diego.
Okay. Either way, that's fine. Can I just jump in?
He didn't play bad in Green Bay until he got concussed.
Again, perfectly fine. I'm gonna let you run with whatever narrative y'all want.
No, hold on, buddy. Hold on. We gotta no.
Oh,
we can't brush that off. We can't brush that off. No, the man, y'all made a statement, and I'm telling you, he didn't play bad against San Diego. He didn't play bad against Green Bay, and he didn't play bad against Buffalo.
I agree, Nick.
That was December.
Okay, that's fine. I agree. I'm only here for one thing and one thing only. It's to kill narrative. Because again, if I'm wrong.
What narrative? What's the narrative?
No,
bro?
not even a narrative. I just want to question one thing Nick just said a couple minutes ago. EM was talking and Nick said that you and CB have receipts. Am I correct in that statement, Nick? Did you say you and CB? Okay.
Oh, plenty.
Well, okay. Well, it's funny then. Nick, the same show that you're on, co-hosting with the man, you must not have receipts because 2 weeks ago. Hold on, CB. Can I finish, please?
Let him finish, CB. How hypocritical is that, CB? Let the man finish.
No, I let him finish. It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny. I'm laughing.
It's funny to me how Nick can come up here and say he has receipts, but the same show that you're sitting on, Nick, the man that you're co-hosting with said that Tua wasn't the guy. He said,
first of all, I did not say.
Exactly.
Here we go.
You said you were done with Tua. You said it on TD Phins Talk. You said it on your show.
Again.
You said you do not believe in Tua Tagovailoa.
I have said this 100 times.
Get your flip-flops out right now.
Here we go. So can I finish?
Get your flip-flops out.
I'm going to let you finish. I just want to know, does Nick have receipts for those comments that CB83 made?
Okay,
hold on. It's
out
there. Look.
This is how receipts work. Receipts work. Anybody can use them. I don't have those receipts because I wasn't listening. I was going through.
Okay. Well.
So here we go.
Get your flip flops out, gentlemen. Get them out.
Listen.
Yeah.
All right. So
you have the receipt, Lewis. You have the receipt. He's about to acknowledge that receipt. You have it. If it's a receipt,
I'm about to acknowledge everything right now.
Before you acknowledge that, let me say this. In full disclosure, I think 3 weeks ago, my uncle and I had a conversation, and I said we need to rip the Band-Aid off, and Tua needs to retire. Not because he can't play, but because of the concussions, and I'm tired of my team that should have been somewhere, not being somewhere because of one player. However, retrospect, I regret those comments because it can happen to anybody, but it wasn't based on his play.
It's based on his availability. And that's what you got to understand.
No,
and I understand.
Stop.
Look, and this is like I said.
No, CB, that ain't true.
Here we go. Can I finish, or are you still going to interrupt me?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and get them flip flops out. Go ahead, and while you doing it, go reach behind that desk and get them goddamn flip flops. Go ahead.
Let me. So here we go. So Of course, bro. If you're not available, it's a problem. We got to find another option. If you can't be available, we got to have a number 2. We got to have somebody who can come in and win games. Honestly, I don't think he should be solely in the room by himself without somebody who's gonna compete against him. That is not responsible. That's not responsible. That's not responsible for the organization.
Can I say something else then? Can I say one more thing before I get out of here? Because I heard there's another comment that I want to address with Nick, right? Okay. Because Nick said that he is vouching. Again, Nick, if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. But I heard the name came out your mouth. One of the names was Gardner Minshew. Was that correct?
No. Okay. Let me correct that. Let me good.
That's an option.
That's what I'm saying. It was an option.
Remember,
there's plenty. There's options out there.
When I listed off, I didn't say. I didn't. I said. Okay. I said I don't want.
It's not definitive.
I said I don't want that.
That's what I said.
But I said the names that are out there. The names that are out there, I would consider Gardner Minshew.
Okay, perfect.
What's wrong with that, Lewis?
I'm going to give you the context. Since you and Nick use context, here's the context of Gardner.
What's the context?
I'm going to give it to you, CB. Hold on. We all love the Philadelphia Eagles. Look at the roster they produce. They have weapons on the outside. They have a great O-line. They have a great running game. They have a strong coaching staff. Gardner Minshew with that same team when Jalen Hurts, the same guy, the same quarterback that I hear people in our fan base shit on, with that same roster, right? Gardner Minshew went in there and lost games. Is the Philadelphia roster better than ours in everybody's opinion up here?
Hey, bro, that's so providing context. There's a lot. Who did they play?
Yeah, no.
Who did they play? Like, what are you talking about?
They played the Dallas Cowboys, and I think they played Washington, right?
Come on, bro.
Yep, those are the two teams. Yep,
okay,
Nick is correct.
Now let me say this. Let me add context to that. You're absolutely right, but there's a reason why Gardner Minshew is the backup, right? There's the reason why he's the backup. Also,
absolutely.
Did they have a chance to win in both of those games?
Yes.
Again, that's absolutely right.
Right. Okay.
So
now,
you're nitpicking, bro. It doesn't work in your favor when you do that.
And you guys just shitting on Skyler. Did Skyler Thompson have a chance to win?
Wait, Lewis. Up until they had to call Jalen. Up until they had to call him out, Gardner Minshew had not been getting snaps with the first team. So
neither is Skyler Thompson.
He's coming off a short week. Plus he's playing a team that's trying to overtake them in the standings.
We didn't give that pass to Skyler Thompson. He was coming off a short week. He didn't have.
Are we really babying Skyler right now? We giving Skyler excuses.
How are we babying him?
Lewis,
are we giving? Is this what you want, bro? This is what you want to do. You want to give Skyler excuses.
You can sit here and try to cut me off all you want when you know y'all getting drugged through the mud. The fact of the matter is,
is this what you? I'm asking you a question.
Here's a receipt for you, Lewis.
I can't even finish without you and Nick getting.
No, but I'm going to give you a receipt. I'm going to give you a receipt while it's fresh on my mind.
Hold on, Nick.
This is the receipt you can have from me.
Nick, you just said Gardner Minshew had a chance to win, and I'm agreeing with you. So the question here to you, Nick, is did Skyler Thompson have a chance to win the Buffalo Bills game in the playoffs? Did he have a chance to win that game?
Yes.
No.
He did. He did.
Oh,
no.
Okay. But
no.
We were winning 24-20.
No.
He had the opportunity.
You know who had a chance to win that game? Teddy Bridgewater had a chance to win that game. You know why we didn't win that game? Skyler Thompson.
We lost by 4 points.
Because of Skyler Thompson.
He scored in fucking garbage time
because of Skyler Thompson.
Not only
hey, Lewis, you gotta be Lewis. Come on, even you said, "Hey,
yelling for 25 minutes."
Skyler Thompson threw the ball 30 times, Lewis, and didn't have 200 yards, buddy.
Man, come on, you gotta Lewis, you said just Lewis. You said yourself that Skylar has played like trash, dude.
He threw the ball 30 times and didn't have 200 yards.
That he's great. No one said that he's great.
So why are you up here? Why are you up here defending him? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm up here trying to get your viewership up. That's what I'm up here.
No, you're not doing that. You just yelling, bro.
Not by comparing.
Yeah, damn.
You just yelling.
Shots fired.
You can't compare Skylar to Gardner Minshew, man.
CB, they let you out your contract, bro? Is that what happened?
Contract, bro. Come on.
Did they let you out your contract, bro? Master Steven let you out your contract.
This is a receipt.
Skylar
Thompson would never, ever sign a free agent contract to be a starter.
Y'all be into the chatty patty negative names.
He would never start have a free agent contract to go to another team to be that team starter. He would never make $10 million on a contract in his NFL career.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you.
I can't believe. Why are we talking about a backup quarterback who couldn't win a game?
He will be the third string quarterback next year. He'll be the third stringer next year.
What are we talking about, bro? He a third stringer, bro. Really? We talk about Skylar.
That's why. So
you want to talk about Skylar tonight?
Again, it's only a problem when I bring up backup
quarterback. This is what you came up here to talk about. You came up here to talk about.
There's no problem, Lewis, but you got to do a little better with the gotchas.
Ain't nobody. Yeah. I've been killing y'all ass since I've been up here. What are you talking about?
Oh man, you gotta do a little better than that. You gotta do a little better. You killing me if you talking Skylar.
No, I just wanted Nick to clear up the whole 1 gap, 2 gap, 1.5 gap concept for me. You know, that's all.
You just want to nitpick. I know.
Anybody that's a novice Madden player, I give you hell. But if you know how to play Madden game, you're going to beat me 21-0. And my offense is going to be on point. But I don't know nothing about defense. I said I want to coach a little league team, but I'm going to use Madden to learn how to play defense. I don't know. So I'm my bad. I knew it was similar. I just had it reversed.
Damn.
Let's talk about this. Let's ask the Wolfpack a question.
Well, first, before we get to that, CB, are you out of your contract? Are you good, bro? I just want to know. Are you good?
All right, so let's talk
Listen,
about.
I got a few clients that are lawyers, bro. Do I need to make a phone call for you, bro?
Contract?
To help you out?
There's no contract.
I just want to make sure.
I'm still part of the Miami Dolphins music, this Miami sports music channel, bro. That's family over there. Come on.
Oh, okay, all right. I just want to make sure because I know Master Steven. I don't know. I've been hearing some things, bro. Master Steven, I've been hearing some things. Let me know if you need some help. Let me know if you need some help. I am here for you, CB. I'm here for you, CB.
It's slave, huh? That's what we doing.
Hey,
no, I didn't know.
Boy, you folks sure know how to act, boy.
I'm sure CB. I can speak
for
myself, but I think I can speak to CB
I'm on
too.
mute.
And I want to say I can speak for Lewis. I don't think Dolphins enjoy attacking Dolphins. I want to attack Buffalo fans, Cowboy fans, Jets fans.
Really, Nick? What'd you do to me? What'd you do to me on Larry's show? I didn't even know who you were. I'm up there talking with Larry. You in a chat. Coming at me in the chat. You clearly it was an all-out assault where you tried to assault me in the chat.
So
you tried.
My pet peeve is bad.
So that's very hypocritical for you to say.
Information is horrible.
Nick.
Bad information is horrible.
Nick.
Okay, I hear you.
Hey, Nick, hurt people. Man.
Yeah, just like that 1 gap, 2 gap. Yeah, that was definitely some very, very insightful information. But go ahead, CB.
Boy, y'all funny, man. But I do have something to add. So the Wolfpack I want to ask EM and Lewis a question. Like, what do you think we should do at quarterback next year? Like,
what the fuck is with this Wolfpack shit, bro? Wolfpack. What is that? What is Wolfpack? What is that nonsense, bro?
Bro, the question. It's a question.
It's
bro. Like,
what do you call you people that doubt the Dolphins?
Yeah, that's what I call you.
Nobody doubts the Dolphins. Who doubts the Dolphins?
You doubt the
Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack. Come on, man.
Hey, when have you ever heard me say I don't love my team and I'm not, bro? I don't ride or die with my team.
I hit dog on holler, buddy. CT ain't said a word. Lewis ain't said a word. I ain't said a word. The man just
Hey,
that's
all I said. That's all I said.
Nigga, listen here. There ain't a you niggas control all you want to, bro. You ain't gonna find a more dedicated motherfucker. You see that logo?
We gotta watch the language, Ian.
Yeah, that was unnecessary. But I'm just like hit dog gonna holler.
Yeah, you're doing a little bit too much, man. You gotta the language, bro. I'm gonna bring you back on, but the language, dude.
All right, my bad, CB. But do you see my logo? Do you see that logo right there?
I get that.
Okay,
but what I'm saying
y'all
is,
need to stop that nonsense, bro.
What should we do?
What mine say? Big Nick down since '82, bro.
Look, on my screen it says Lil Nick trying to be down since '82. That's what it says on my screen.
Favorite quarterback. Do you know who that is? Do you know who David Woodley is? Do you know who David Woodley's backup quarterback was in 1982?
I'm sorry. Who was that?
Do you know who David Woodley is?
Yeah, I know who David Woodley is.
Do you know who his backup quarterback was?
In '82, was that?
Do you know who the Miami Dolphins offensive coordinator was in 1982?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. That's really groundbreaking. That it takes a lot. It takes a lot of brain cells to be able to comprehend who the offensive coordinator was. Okay,
Ian,
but go ahead. Go ahead.
Said, are you gonna answer the question or not, bro?
What question is that? What question is that?
About the quarterback. What should we do about the quarterback situation?
Bro, no, you give Tua. I think Tua, from what we saw from Tua from year 2 to year 3, warrants a 4th year. But Tua, he needs two things. He needs to be healthy for 17 games, and he needs to be as consistent as possible for 17 games. But he did enough this year to warrant a 4th year.
Do he? No, I think you should. The 4th year is a given. That's a given. That's mandatory. He don't make any money. Number one, a first-round draft pick. Does he deserve the 5th year extension right now?
No, he don't deserve it. Whether they do it now, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of chatter. They might go ahead and give it to him the 5th year, and I can understand why from a business perspective. But in terms of earning it, no, he didn't earn jack. Now he did play better, but again, durability is the most important skill set from any player. I cannot evaluate you if you're not on the football field. So no, he didn't earn it. He didn't earn jack.
I think that I mean, earning it, that's he didn't earn it, but I mean he played well at times. I think he's just the Dolphins are in a position where it's a business decision at this point, and it's better to give it to him than not to, especially if they believe in him.
I think
remember when you and I had
go ahead, CT, go ahead. CT, go ahead.
Yeah, and that's where, again, I agree with EM. Sometimes he gets hot-headed and he gets, emotional, but people need to understand he's being analytical. Sometimes you don't agree necessarily, but just like with the whole Tua thing, he conveniently doesn't remember that I said that Tua is going to be top 5, but he also knows I've been rocking with him just the same way. We got the big jump from year 2 to year 3, and I've already discounted the first year. You give him this next year. I agree with EM is I could see why the Dolphins would give him the 5th year extension, hoping to get a discount, because if you don't and then you want to franchise tag him and then try to sign him, well, then you're kind of screwing yourself. So I get that aspect. But it's not debatable. The guy going in from literally year 1 to year 2 of a system, the first time he's done it, he has Nick and CB said earlier in the podcast, yeah, you want him to strengthen himself, you want him to get better at things. Yeah, had he not fucking had the hip injury, he could have done that his entire first year. And as a matter of fact, like Nick and CB and I said, had he not fucking get injured in college with the hip injury, he would have been the number 1 overall pick. It wouldn't have been ours anyway. So you put it all comes down to he played extremely well. Give him another year. That first year he was recovering from his hip. He could not improve his body He couldn't go out there, work on routes, work on progressions, all these things all these other quarterbacks were doing that weren't injured.
Yeah, and honestly,
give the guy the ability to come out and progress. You can't. You get what I'm saying, CB?
CB, could I say something?
In the second year, the right tackle tried to get him killed. I believe he had a bounty out on him that he collected.
I mean, yeah. Give me 1 second, Tony. Then I'm gonna let Tony go next. But CT, I think
what was his name?
Jesse Davis. Yeah, and just to piggyback off what you said, CT, I think you made a lot of valid points. A big year 2 to year 3 leap, right? And then you got to think it's his first year with Mike McDaniel. Only the first year with a rookie head coach who's figuring it out too. So I think this year he's going to be even better than he was last year. And I think if he stays healthy, I mean, the sky's the limit for the kid. I mean, honestly, like we can't look at how he played throughout the season and say he's going to be a bad quarterback or he's going to take a step back from looking at what we saw. I think he's going to learn from everything he went through this year, and it's going to make him a better person, a better quarterback, and make him more hungry, man. And that's all you want from a player is to see them get better and progress each year. If he gets better and he stays healthier, we're in a better spot next year. We're in a much better place. And go ahead, Tony.
CB, but my red flags actually, besides the health, is this is coming from his former head coach in college and a former head coach in the NFL who was his OC at Alabama, saying that the kid, Tua specifically, that he has trouble reading when a former head coach who was an offensive coordinator in the NFL, his OC that was a former head coach in the NFL says that he has trouble understanding and reading playbooks and the field. Shouldn't that be a red flag to you when a former head coach like Bill O'Brien says that?
I never heard
because
that.
That's horse shit. That's horse shit. Because the original comment that they made was that both Saban and Sark both said that he had issues with holding on to the football too long.
Warrior-like mentality, holding on to the football, trying to make plays happen.
Now let me finish real quick, CB.
You're right.
So
You're
again,
right. I'm just backing you up on that.
Let's not take the comment out of context. See, people they hear the words and then they interpret their own meaning and then they spread their own meaning instead of the original context. They said that, yes, he likes to play hero ball. He likes to hold on to the ball because he wants to make a play. And that is all Saban and Sark both said. But then people saying, oh, you had a hard time reading. That is not what they fucking said. Go back and watch the interviews because that's bullshit.
Hey, can I answer the question?
And to add on top of that, basically to clean that up, they was actually saying it in a way like, to the effect, like sometimes you got to kick Tua in the ass sometimes. That's what he was saying. Sometimes you got to kick him in the ass, like tighten up. What you doing? You know, that was like the biggest
critique. They were
they
saying
gave
again that he wants to go for the big play.
Right.
He had issues with dropping the ball down, which again, then haters of him coming out of college complained that his first year and a half that all he did was check down and throw outside on out routes outside the numbers, and he didn't know how to throw deep and he didn't know how to throw over the middle. Then he comes out this year and proves he can throw over the middle and throw deep. And then people act like he magically forgot how to throw the underneath and check downs or outside of the numbers.
Man, why are the Wolfpack so quiet right now? Damn, what is
up? I'm trying to show.
Jalen Water, 19.5 per reception.
You see what I'm saying, CB? I'm trying to show your platform.
This year, Jalen Water 18.5 with Tua. What is that now that he can't throw deep?
I'm trying to show your platform some respect.
Nick, that's disrespectful, bro. You talking over people, bro. Let the man talk.
Am I allowed to answer the question?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
So the original question of CB was, what do we do moving forward this year next with Tua or whatever? Obviously, Tua's the starting quarterback. But to go to Nick's question about giving him the 5th-year option, I'll just give you guys my opinion on that. I would not, because it's before this season, and I'm not going to give this kid a locked in for $22 million for a 5th-year option, not knowing what I'm getting him on a 4th year. And again, let's say for the sake of argument, Tua stays healthy for 17 games. And let's say we keep getting either the same production that we got this year from Tua or even a step higher, right? Then we don't have to worry about the 5th-year option. You can go in and give him the bag because, again, then he will earn his money. He will earn that place as the Miami Dolphins franchise quarterback.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have no problem. But I can't go before the season starts and be locked in for a 5th year of $22 million, knowing the injury concerns and everything like that with Tua. It's just not a good deal.
I struggle with that.
Hold on.
Hold up. I'm gonna go. Hey, hold up. I'm gonna go. Hold on. CT. I'm gonna go EM, and then I'm gonna go to you, and then I'm gonna go to
want to
Big
make.
Nick.
Can I say this fact though? Apparently, the 5th-year option is going to be $27.8 million. So it's almost $28 million if we give him the 5th-year option.
Okay.
Well,
So,
I'm gonna be honest though.
I thought it was 22, and then if he made the Pro Bowl, it was a $6 million bonus to make it to 28. But I thought since he didn't.
No, Batman's he brought it up on his show the other night. Lewis, he said that it was like 27.8 or something.
Yeah, that's with the bonus.
Lewis is right. Pro Bowl, all pro.
Yeah, that's with the Pro Bowl bonus.
Okay,
it would be 22 million just flat rate cap hit and everything.
But you know,
5th year would be 22 million.
But you know what though?
25. He's going to be 25 because he's an ultimate.
Man, you need to tighten up your shit, buddy, and stop giving people incorrect information.
Just stop it.
He's a Pro Bowler, so he's going to make 25 once we 5th year. But let me address why you 5th year him, right? As opposed to the way you said it.
I thought he said go ahead EM. That's what I thought.
Oh, I'm sorry, EM. My God, man.
EM, let him go.
Man.
All right,
let him go. EM, go ahead.
Nick, listen, bro. No, all due respect, bro. Respect to you. Hey, I got to be honest, though. I know, the durability is a major concern from Tua. But, I struggle with that 5th-year option because I get it from a business perspective because you got him locked in for the next 2 years. You don't have to worry about that massive contract that you potentially would have to pay him if his play warrants it, right? Until after those 2 years. Because if you just, you disregard the 5th-year option this year and he comes out, he plays more consistently and he proves that he can play for 17 games, well then, man, that bill is coming a year sooner. You know what I mean? So I struggle with the whole 5th year thing, and I get both perspectives. Everybody's opinion, but man, I struggle with it, bro. I'm like, I'm more inclined to lean towards, and again, I'm considering the status of the team. It's more about the team, right? Because if you don't have to worry about that $40 million price tag, you can get him at 22. Well, again, that's better. 2 addition. That's 2. As long as he's under that contract, you got 2 years to be aggressive if you choose to see fit in free agency to properly supplement the team. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's where I'm at, bro. In regards to giving him the 5th year. But I get everybody's perspective. I respect everybody's opinion.
Could I answer the thing about the 5th-year option real quick?
So let me let Big Nick go, and then Tony, you go after Big Nick. Go ahead, Big Nick.
So here's the deal with the 5th-year option right now with Tua, right? Just like EM said. And first of all, I understand the argument from both ways. I really do. I understand the argument more if it's Ryan Tannehill compared to Tua. Anyway, but what EM is saying to me is the NFL business sense way. You get him right now for 2 more years, right? Not only can you get him for 2 more years, but during that 5th-year option, you can tear that contract up because you signed him to an extension. Now you got him for 3 straight years of very cheap contract, but you can give big signing bonuses in the beginning and that make that 3rd year even $5, $6, $7 million, right? Because he gave him 40, 50 million up front.
Yeah, but real quick, Big Nick, you got to remember those signing bonuses. Yes, they don't count strict against the cap, but the only thing the teams are allowed to do is they're allowed to spread that guaranteed money over 3 years.
Right,
So
but you can get
that's what a relief. But that's what in that third year. That's what a relief comes.
You can give it.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
If you give it, all right, it's different types of way you can do it. If one way it doesn't count against the cap on the back end, the other way you spread it out. It's roster bonuses, team bonuses. The cap isn't real. They got ways to work around there, right? They did it all the time. They did it with plenty of people. But anyway, so you got them for 3 years. The Miami Dolphins right now have Super Bowl winning type caliber players. And then you extending that window for another extra year with a quarterback that you're not paying $40 million to, or else you're going to be in a Lamar Jackson situation. You're going to be either going to franchise him and give Lamar $40 million, or you're going to sign him and give him $40 million, or you're going to let him walk away for free.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where you at with it. Tony, go ahead, though.
Well, when it comes to the fifth year, picking up the fifth year option, honestly, this is where I hate that you have the option to do it at the beginning of the season. You should wait. Honestly, that should be wait. A thing like that should be wait. You should wait till after the season. Like that option should only be till after the season, not before the season. Because if you pick up the fifth year option and the quarterback gets injured, in general, you're gonna get screwed. You're screwed out of that money.
Well, but you gotta pay players. Like you gotta pay the players.
That's not true. So, injured guaranteed money. If somebody is on the physically unable to perform list, their salary does not count against your salary cap. So, if Tua, say, which again, I wanted to end this narrative. We already talked about it. If people want to argue whether the finger and the ribs and whatever, those little kind of injuries, yeah, we could have that conversation about too. But the concussion shit, again, the medical shit is clear. I've said on multiple platforms. It's come out in multiple sources. All of the shit I'm saying, he's no more likely to have fucking concussions than anyone else after 8 months off. So the concussion issue isn't a reoccurring problem. But do you still want to see him protect himself better to try to prevent future ones? Absolutely.
Of course.
But it doesn't change the fact that this young man, having literally 2 off seasons, he's gone out. He didn't have the first year to train and sharpen his skills and whatever. I made the analogy of riding on a bike. You can go and physically, I was riding my bike. I broke my ankle. My ankle fucking heal in 3 months.
So we understand the concept of that.
We know the journey.
Yeah.
So we understand that. We understand the concept of that. And honestly.
All right, CB, I'm out, bro. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you having me up. Y'all be good, bro. Y'all be good.
All right, we good. Yeah, and I feel like, honestly, man, people got to if you don't understand that concept and the fact that, Tua hasn't really been in the best situation, and that was always my thing. Like, coming into the NFL, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the offensive line, the team being bad, it just wasn't a great situation to be in. And
then Tua you bring in an offensive coordinator that coaches against his play style.
And right. And then you have co-offensive coordinators who have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Like, it was just a really bad situation.
I give them realistic concept to this. So
yeah, go ahead.
The average person, and I said this on a certain person's channel fucking 3 years ago. The major cause of his hip injury is a car accident. It takes the average person 16 to 24 months to recover.
So it takes time.
He was playing in a football game less than 1 year after he had his surgery.
Yeah, and honestly,
where does he get back to his old him? Oh, wait, we shoved him in there because Ross wanted to see his fucking shiny new toy instead of understanding that the kid needed to prepare. You shoved him in a spot that he wasn't going to.
The same injury that ended Bo Jackson's career.
But let me say this, Big Philly. All I'm saying is, yeah, he's physically recovered, but that doesn't mean he's in football shape. He hasn't been out there taking first team reps, just like they want to give this excuse to Skyler, just like they want to give this excuse to Teddy. But what about fucking Tua when he wasn't getting first round reps? But then y'all want to act like,
count that against him.
This is your 3. This is your 3. Oh, but he was physically injured and he wasn't getting first round reps. Oh, so the same argument you made about Skyler when he fucking hurt his finger, couldn't play for 2 weeks, and then he fucking comes in for 2 games. The defense carries him. All the excuses you say for Tua, oh, the defense shouldn't have to carry him. He should put the defense on his back. But then you want to give that same bullshit ass excuse to Skyler. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
If my defense give me more than 1 quarter in Los Angeles against the Chargers, he made what's the name look stupid in that game. He made
but the thing is it's the hypocrisy of, again, I even heard the same argument after we lost, right, about Skyler, is that, oh, the offensive line, oh, the play calling, oh,
the same stuff.
Oh, the defense let it. All this same shit that the fucking rest of us Tua fucking supporters have said is wrong with this team.
From year 1 and year 2.
Fucking liars. No, you called us fucking liars. You called us
2
all
and
this
ears.
fucking bullshit. But then when it's Skyler, because he's your boy and he shits the goddamn bed, you want to come out with the same bullshit excuse and want us to fucking buy that bullshit. Stop it.
Was it me or did Jalen Waddle not have a catch in the playoff game until the fucking 4th quarter? Jalen Waddle.
Play calling.
Get him the ball.
He said the same shit earlier this year. But Big Nick, we said that same shit earlier this year about Tua and in certain games where the play calling was shit. Bro, there was 2 games that Tua was thrown to Tyreek and Cedric Wilson. I think it was game 3 and 4. Right.
It was I think it was the Bengals game before he got injured. I think.
Real quick, it was before he got injured in game 4. Waddle didn't have a fucking catch until the second fucking half. Same shit. Different quarterback. So is it the quarterback? Is it the quarterback? Or is it the play calling? But then when we call it play calling, they go, no, that's a bullshit excuse. Tua should be able to fly on his jetpack and jump over everybody and go to the fucking end zone untouched.
Bro,
I mean,
crazy,
come on,
bro.
you didn't know this? Just like Tua's got to play on defense, or he's got to kick field goals like Jason Sanders so we can win a fucking game, so these Tua haters will stop blaming him for losing the fucking game. Even when he's out of the game, he's not even playing, they're still fucking blaming him.
It's fucking
insane. It's fucking insane.
We didn't talk about Coach much, but Coach has some improvement. Now, I'm not as down as him for play calling as some of you guys are. I think the only criticism I have of play calling with him was that when we did run the ball, we gassed him and he'll stop running the ball during games. Like, that would be my biggest criticism, and he has to do better on game management. Other than that, I don't really have much.
So Big Nick, CT, and CB, this is an honest question. With the young guys that we have on our roster and the regression that we've seen, do you think it's actually the amount of offensive line?
You said the regression?
Like, with the young guys, we haven't really seen any improvement, or like
From who?
From guys like Liam Eichenberg or the tackle.
Okay, but
those
you got to
names need to get out of your mouth, Tony.
Hey, wait, hold on.
You got to mention Robert Hunt.
There's no way you can progress people. There's no way you can progress people that physically, yes, you can progress them, but they don't understand the mental side of the game. I'm
Honestly,
sorry.
hey, look.
Eichenberg and Austin
you gotta bring up
Jackson
Robert
have
Hunt.
no mental side of the game. Hence,
Okay, could I finish what I'm
Austin
trying to say,
Jackson.
though?
Wait,
Let
me
him.
say
Hey,
this.
let him. Hold on. CT, let him finish real quick. Let him finish.
Well,
ahead,
what
Tony.
I'm saying is, I understand there's the mental side of the game, but having coaches, multiple O-line gurus like we have on the offensive line, do you think they're teaching the technique a different way? And like so many coaches
First of all, Tony,
could I finish what I'm trying to say though?
you said
Like
gurus.
yeah, like these guys have our former offensive line coaches on our thing. Do you
We
think
have two
them
of them.
teaching different techniques?
We have Frank Smith and we have Daryl Bevell. He used to be an O-line coach. And I'll give you this perspective is yes, if you believe
And
the
Applebaum,
rumors
too.
and just let me finish. Yes, I believe in, I understand Applebaum, but reports came out after he was fired that the reason that Frank Smith was less involved with game planning was because he stepped in and started coaching our O-line because Applebaum was shitting the bed. Hence why he's been fired. Wait, let me finish.
Hold on. Slow down, guys. Slow down.
I got one more thing I wanted to address that he said.
But y'all are making
That's this is a bad argument. This is an argument that don't have to happen for the simple reason. If you're gonna bring up Liam Eichenberg, you're gonna bring up Austin Jackson. In the same breath, you also have to bring up Robert Hunt. You have to bring up the guy we found off the street that played right tackle most of the year. I forget his name.
Yeah, but
right
I don't
now.
think that has anything to do with our drafting ability. That's different.
You have to bring up Connor Williams, who never played a down in the NFL at center and basically played at an all-pro level this year. So,
but those are veterans. I'm talking about the young guys who.
No, it don't matter if he's a veteran. He's never played center, and he played at an all-pro level. Robert Jones has been doing this.
With that, but this is where
Robert Hunt has been doing this since day one.
You're missing his point in the one I was trying to make too. When you have a stat, that's where I'm saying. Let me explain my point and what.
Hey,
Tony
make it quick. Make it quick, CT.
The whole point is he can do. Experienced coaches can do well with experienced players, but that's why I think they brought Applebaum in. He was a college coach. They were like, hey, let me get these young guys coached up by a young guy, and I have experienced guys to teach the experienced ones.
Okay,
and I don't think that experiment. I don't think that experiment worked. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, which is fair, but I think Robert Hunt's been playing pretty well. Like I don't think it had anything to do with anybody coming in. What you guys got to understand about offensive line play is that you can either do it or you can't. You either have the strength and have the technique or you don't. Typically, when you get in the NFL, we're done teaching you how to play offensive line. The shit is simple shit. It's either you know how to block or you don't know how to block. You can either get the job done or you can't. So this is what I'm saying. Y'all talk about developing technique. Usually when a guy comes in and you draft a guy in the first or second round and you plug him in, he usually can either get it done or he can't. If he can't get it done, he becomes a career backup. If he can get it done, he becomes a starter or elevates himself to a Pro Bowl or all-pro player. Yeah. Honestly, there's not a lot of teaching. There's not a lot of teaching at the NFL level. Tony, this is what I'm saying. You either have the ability to get it done or you don't. The problem is when it comes to evaluating players. That's when it really boils down to at the NFL level.
Okay,
can you put 5 guys on a unit together and get them to play well together? Are you constantly shuffling guys? Do you have to plug and play guys? Why are you shuffling so much? Is it because of injuries or is it because you're playing the wrong guys? Are you evaluating guys properly? Like there's a lot.
Can it be a mixture of both?
Let me talk. Let me get a point in.
Big Nick, go ahead.
Let me get a point in.
Big Nick, go ahead.
It's only maybe 5 teams in the NFL that got offensive line. Period. Maybe only 5. Second of all,
but okay.
Say what?
I said that's bullshit. If you want to say elite offensive lines, then yeah,
That's what he
maybe
mean.
only
That's what he
5
mean,
teams.
No, man.
Okay,
It's only,
you're talking
it's
about
only about
elite,
5
but
teams.
you're talking
It's only about
top
5 teams in the NFL right now.
Top
CT,
15
let me
are
finish, CT.
efficient.
It's
That's
only
all I
about
was
5
trying to
teams in
say.
the NFL
Yeah,
that's
CT, let him
not
finish.
looking. There's only about 5 teams in the NFL that's not looking to replace a starter in the NFL. Only about 5.
Dallas.
Only about 5. All right.
Yeah, and I agree. Okay.
And with the way the college is set up now, with the time they have to spend with the kids, they're not focused on teaching that technique anymore. You don't have the time. You don't hit in training camp. You don't hit in practice no more. The offensive line position is becoming a position that has been decimated by the new rules of college football with contact and how much time you can spend with players. That's all it is. You get lucky, you get offensive line like Philadelphia. But for the most part, people have lines equal to Dallas Cowboys. They got 1 or 2 good players, maybe 2.5. But that's
And
it
honestly,
in today's NFL.
It's honestly the offensive line is always hiding a couple players deficiencies. Right. I mean, every offensive line is hiding a couple players deficiencies. The blocking schemes and things like that, that's what really makes the offensive line like work well. And you got to know your players' weaknesses and strengths. As you know, guys are bad pass blockers. You got to be able to cover up for that.
And that's what I was trying to say. My God. Bro, Tony, I've been trying to cover.
Yeah, man, but honestly, I think it's look. I mean, we could talk all day about the offensive line and about guys being like. Honestly, Liam Eichenberg was never a guy. He was never a guy that should have been playing. We forced him in there because that's all we had. He should have had time to develop, sit behind a starter who was supposed to be there. The center that we brought in from Wisconsin. What's his name? Dieter should have never been in the position he was in. A lot of these guys were forced into roles.
Should have never been.
Exactly. We're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Yes,
it's
sir.
Not,
I've been using that analogy.
You're not. That's not. You have to get players who know.
Why? And here's why I was trying to say is Austin Jackson. Yes, he's a fucking road grader. The guy has all.
You said you got to go, Big Nick.
World, right?
Hey, real quick. Big shout out to Big Nick for coming through. I appreciate you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Let's do it again, man. Next time we'll be a little bit better prepared.
Yeah. I got you, bro. Appreciate it.
All right. Be safe, guys. Fins up.
All right, Big Nick.
All right, fins up. Fins up, man.
So no, CT.
Can I finish real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, CT. Finish real quick. I'm gonna wrap it up soon.
Yeah. I was just saying that again, it comes down to, never mind. Go ahead, Tom.
Oh, well, what I was going to say is we talk about offensive linemen in general. Like, we, as fans, we assume these guys are going to be superstars right away and stuff. But sometimes certain guys take till offensive linemen usually get into their prime in their late 20s. Am I correct? It's rare that you see
it takes time. Yeah, they don't It takes time for those guys to develop. But some of those guys can come in and play right away. It just depends. It's a crapshoot.
Yeah, and that's the thing is not only is it a crapshoot, but the problem is we're making the same mistake on multiple players. Whether it's Noah, whether it's Dieter,
forcing them in before they're ready.
Whether it was Austin Jackson. No, it's not forcing them in. It's they cannot understand the mental side of the game. Austin Jackson, for example, how many times you see him running out on a screen and he's athletic enough to run 30 yards down the field and get to a spot, right? But when you watch the replay, you watch him run by 3 different guys he should have blocked. And it comes down to, can they understand the mental assignment while they're hyped up and trying to be physical? Just the same way, another issue with Austin Jackson. When he panics, if somebody comes across his face or he knows he's beat, what does he do? He goes back to natural instinct of panicking, a la his holds. Then when he starts getting caught for holding, instead of holding, he'll get fucking false starts because he's trying to get a fucking edge. The guy doesn't have it mentally. Eichenberg, the same issue. Noah, the same issue. It's mental. Turn your fucking head around and make a play. Whether it's fucking Eichenberg, know where your assignment is. Don't trip over yourself, someone else, and then the 2 or 3 times the entire season you didn't fall over yourself or someone else, you got so excited you overran the gap you were supposed to be blocking in.
Yeah, and it's easy to get frustrated with guys, but honestly, when we look at those guys and we look at the rookies, I think Flores just really did a disservice, and he's the head coach, and that's why I say Flores. Not necessarily him in particular, but the staff in general. Like, put them in a bad situation, kind of forcing them into a lineup when they weren't ready, right? And that's what they did. And as a result of that, they lost confidence in their ability because they were in too early and they got beat. And it was just and honestly, I don't think they did a lot of
round on Austin Jackson, though. Just like you said earlier, you expect your first and second rounders to come in here and perform. And
he wasn't that, but he wasn't. He was young too. He had that surgery. There's a lot that goes into that, man. Like he had that bone marrow surgery. Like there's a lot with the Austin Jackson.
Have a good day, CB. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sometime, but it has nothing to do with the fucking mental side. The kid just doesn't have the mental side. We can make all the excuses for the physical shit. I don't care about
he ain't got that dog in him, man. And some cats just ain't got it, bro. And that's the nature of the beast, man. I'm gonna bring a walk.
Dog, look at when he does engage people. He has the strength. He has the ability. The problem is he gets into situations where, I was told to get to this spot, and he doesn't have the mental side of, I see a guy coming from the right to the left. I need to cut off this lane for
CT. I don't know if that's mental. I don't know if it's mental or physical. I just think he isn't I don't think he's a very physical player.
I think it's both mental and
athleticism. Real quick, my bad, Irvin. My whole thing is no one can argue. He has the physical aspects. He has the physical attributes. The problem, he can run and sprint 30 yards down the field.
Yeah, but that don't
do as he's running down there.
No, that's but see, problem. You can't. No. There's you can CT. Yes. You can run down the field 30 yards. You can be an athlete. Sometimes that dog just won't bite. Sometimes he's scared. He's scared of the physicality of it. Maybe he's
go that route. I can see that, but.
CT, he won't look. CT,
dumb.
This is what you gotta understand about offensive linemen. CT, it's not that, right? It's you want to hit somebody or you don't. You either physical and you're scared. You either physical or you're scared, right? And a lot of times Austin Jackson is getting to the area, beating guys to spots. He's just not a very physical kid. He's just not. That dog will not bite.
He's not physically, mentally, or just physically.
Honestly,
so right now, Irving said, "Fuck both of us." He's got problems in every aspect. He's
saying, it's a combination of all of that.
Tell him
combination
Irving,
of all of that shit.
Eichenberg. Tell him about Eichenberg.
Eichenberg won't bite shit.
He doesn't know who is his assignment in the screen game. All you got to do is get across his face, and that's it. You can swat his hands away because his hand placement is garbage. His technique is trash.
These dudes just aren't physical. We are drafting finesse offensive linemen. That's what we are doing. We are not drafting maulers like Robert Hunt. That should have been the mole right there. Draft dudes like Robert Hunt, who's a mauler in the run game, who's gonna move people. Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg aren't those dudes. They aren't.
But the thing is
I agree.
thought that they would play well in this scheme because
And
if you noticed in San Fran, they used a lot of guard, a lot of center, and a lot of tackle motion and cutback
That shit
blocks.
still don't matter. If you won't hit a bitch,
Yeah,
you
that's
won't
the
hit a
whole point.
bitch.
Is if they're not smart enough. My
Hey,
whole point was CB. If he's not smart enough to execute it, then it doesn't fucking matter if he has the physical talents.
bro, and that's
bro.
That's the thing. That's the thing with offensive linemen. You either and you can find out really quickly who's gonna be good and who's gonna be bad. Either them dudes are in the trenches fighting, scrapping, getting after it, or they're just shying away from contact and they're scared to get to the next level and hit somebody. Like
that's what scares me about this GM, and that's what scares me about this general manager, that he clearly sees that this guy doesn't have what it takes to play the position, and it doesn't matter which side of the offensive line.
It's just forcing
him
in.
But I drafted him in the first round. I gotta play him. Even though some guy, Robert
they gotta
get bagging groceries, and I found him and
way
he's playing better than
better.
Austin Jackson.
Way better. And that's the crazy thing about this shit. Like I think they're to the point now where they're done with that. I think they're done playing
groceries at Walmart.
I think they're done. I think they're done, CT. I think they're done doing that shit. I think they're done playing guys just to play them because they drafted them there. They have to be at this point.
But the thing is that CB, like if it was that case, then why is Chris Greer continuing to invest in these guys and give them another year when clearly these guys?
I don't think it was investing in those guys. I think it was, hey, I think these guys may be good enough if they're coached up properly. And I think he was trying to give McDaniel a year with those guys to see if they could get it done. After this year,
two offensive line coaches in a row, and they still can't get them right.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
They got Mike McDaniel. They have Frank Smith, who's a former offensive. Hold on, CT. You got Frank Smith, who's a former offensive line coach from Los Angeles, and he was an assistant offensive line coach.
You got plenty of help.
You got plenty of help, and they still can't.
Irving, you weren't on here, Irving. The fucking report is that Frank Smith got less involved with play calling, scripting, and all that because he had to take a more prominent role in helping the offensive line. And guess what? Everybody wants to talk about how in the second half or the first or the last 3 quarters of the season, the offensive line played better. Well, now you know why they fired Applebaum. Right now, that report there tells you why. Because if Frank Smith's going to do it anyway, I might as well fire your ass and find somebody else who could take care of their fucking business. Because Austin Jackson, Eichenberg, Dieter, you brought Robert Jones in, who I said in the fucking offseason needed to be playing guard.
Hey, first of all, let me tell you this. Hold up, CT. Solomon Kinley was better than all them dudes. All of them.
Crazy.
All of them.
Oh, you on that good. You know you
bro.
And
Solomon Kinley was better than Solomon Kinley would have been he would have better than Austin Jackson, better than like Liam Eichenberg, a much better football player, bro. The film doesn't lie, bro. We can go look at the film.
You gotta stop sipping on that Maker's Mark, CB. It's making you think that trash is better than trash. Solomon Kinley in the run game. Listen, in the run game, you got to give Solomon Kinley his due. I give the man his due. He's a fucking
that's what we needed. That's what we needed.
But the problem is in pass protection, just
it
like
don't
Austin
matter.
Jackson
We don't. We get the ball out quick.
He's absolute fucking garbage.
No, they ain't go. They get beat.
Come on.
I'm not giving you that.
Let's talk about Illumidor. Illumidor was on the fucking roster. He's been a top 2 fucking center for 3 fucking years since we got rid of him.
That's your boy. That's your boy. What was his name? John Pierre. He let all them dudes go. Like, the offensive line coach, man.
Yeah, Illuminor, not Eric Fisher. What's the other guy's name? He was the tackle. It wasn't Jesse Davis because Jesse Davis went to Minnesota and sucked there too. What's his name? He went to another team. He went to Baltimore and he played for Baltimore.
I know. I think I know who you're talking about. The center.
Jawan James.
No, not Jawan James. No, not Jawan. It was the white center,
what's
right?
His name? Ireland. Ireland is the one that sent. Yeah, Ireland.
Walt Dog, what's good with you, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
How you doing, bro?
Chilling. I just wanted to say a few like off-season predictions or ideas that can help the team. That's why I came on,
Oh yeah. Give me, man. I'm gonna wrap it up, man. So go ahead and kind of talk about what you wanted to talk about, and then I'm gonna wrap it up in the next 5 minutes or so.
All right. I was just saying, I'm pretty sure everybody knows Tua is going to be the quarterback next season. That's not really no secret or whatever like that. You feel me? So he's the quarterback for at least next season. I don't know if they should. I don't know if they're gonna exercise the option or whatever like that. But
right,
it's completely up to them, honestly. But I mean, the safe thing to do would be to pick up the option financially, so you don't have to slap a tag if he does great next season. But
that's a good
if
point.
You want a chance to be gutsy, you feel me? Don't tag him and Daniel Jones him. What's wrong with Daniel Jonesing him? And if you do, whatever. But anyways, in my opinion, I feel like the Dolphins need to get a running back. Like Tua is not going to be able to work if he does not have a running back. They need a running game.
Been telling people that, but they don't listen.
You feel me? Because think about it.
The dude always operates well with a running back.
You get what I'm saying?
He operates a lot better. Walt, you got a real good point.
It's not even about operating a lot better. Let's be real, fam. Like nobody's fearing Tua, bro. Like you get what I'm saying? Like the blood is in the water, fam. Like it's always going to be a problem to protect Tua. It's always going to be a problem. Like people know what's up around the league, fam.
I don't think it's an impossible task for Tua to, just stay healthy. He just needs to play smarter and safer, bro.
I don't think it is either. I don't
think it's impossible. But you have to take into consideration people do smell blood in the water when it comes to Tua, and teams are going to game plan towards pressuring him because they know that's going to be something that we kind of try to over focus on. So, and they know if they get to him, then he's rattled. He's got to be better under pressure, and that's what we got to see.
Wait, Irvin, stop. Against the blitz, bro, he's one of the best fucking QBs. The problem is can you stop him from being hit? Because again, it's not about all the times he's beat the blitz. He's one of the top quarterbacks against the blitz.
He's smart. He knows. He's smart.
Yeah, he can see where it's coming. He can identify the hot read.
You can only maneuver so much. Exactly. And the thing is if your offensive line at both tackle positions are closing in on you from the sides and your center position is all right, but when they loop and stun against you, you're absolutely atrocious. That's where Tua's been hit almost every fucking time this year is when they run a stun against this offensive line. They don't communicate, and there's a free rusher that knocks the fuck out of it.
Yeah, the weakest link.
Every fucking time.
The weakest link.
And that's where we gotta our weakest link can't be just shit. Like we gotta elevate a little bit. Like we gotta get better.
Like, the GM came out and said that Austin Jackson is going to come back and compete for the right tackle position. Like I was like, okay, I understand. Like, he should be on the team.
Like, his contract, makes me want to drink, and I don't drink.
Yeah, exactly. That comment right there said, oh, my God, here we fucking go again.
That's a problem. That's the Dolphins need to bring a starting tackle in. You know, like I don't think it needs to be a $15 million guy because
Bro,
Teron
give me an
Armstead.
average guy, bro.
Bro, give me and you right. Give me average. Just give me somebody who can.
You know,
Yeah,
$8-9
bro.
million,
And
you know,
that's where I was
$8-9
trying
million,
to say is,
maybe
oh,
7,
sorry, go
6.
ahead.
You know,
Wow.
I
you
think
just need
that's.
some
what I
good
was
I think
trying
that's
to
stars.
reasonable.
Yeah,
I think
what
that's
I was
reasonable,
trying to
Walt.
say is,
You
again,
can find
if you
tackles out there
come
like
in,
that.
yeah, we were talking on Batman's channel, bro. You can go out and get a right tackle. There are multiple efficient, average left
Like
tackles.
Mike McGlinchey. Like
They're
Mike
top
McGlinchey.
30.
He's gonna
They're,
cost
they're
$15 million. He's from the
they're
Falcons. The
top
two
Greer.
guys,
35
Greer.
and under. Real
the
quick,
two guys
you
from the
can get
Falcons
two.
and
You can
the
get either.
49ers, they're gonna be the highest paid tackles, and we
I
do
mean,
not.
right tackle, you're gonna have to overpay for that position anyways, bro, because
It's
the
a
teams know that you have a
premium.
left-handed quarterback. Yeah, exactly.
But you
You're gonna
don't
have
have
to
to
pay
pay
overpay
$15 million.
regardless.
Yeah, but the
But
thing
there's
is
tackles you
no.
can
As a
get.
matter of fact, normally you have to overpay your left tackle because you have a right-handed quarterback. The thing is getting a good right tackle is much cheaper than a left tackle. The problem is if you're gonna put yourself in the position, no, I don't need superstars at every position. If
Yes.
you got Robert Hunt, who you know is solid, if you go out and get an average center and you got fucking Connor Williams next to him and Teron Armstead next to him,
That
and
line
then
should
you
be
say,
solid.
let me go get an average right tackle. Fuck.
And, and,
It doesn't
and,
even have to be above average. We're talking about average. If you got three studs
and
and
I
two
think
average guys, that's fucking an above average line. And that's how statistics work.
exactly.
Yes. Let me
Go
go.
ahead.
No, okay. I was gonna
No, I
name
was
some
just
names.
saying.
Go.
Okay. No,
You
no.
got it,
No,
fam.
I was just gonna, yeah, okay. All right. No, I was just gonna say. I think that's one of my favorite things that TD Phins talk would say is that you don't need Pro Bowlers all along the offensive line. You just need at least 7 and 8 to just do their job. They're capable of just doing their job, bro. Knowing what their assignment is and just doing their job as the coach is expecting them.
But the thing is you have to have the mix of veterans and young guys. That's the
right.
issue.
That's another good thing too.
You have
That's
to
another key
allow
thing
the
too.
young guys to develop
Hey,
with the
you're
older
kind of
guys.
cloudy
So
right
that,
now, Herb. Your sound is.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, like, there's
But I'm
other tackles out.
Is it better?
Nah,
nah,
it's
still
still
sounds
cloudy.
like you're far away
Okay, I'll
from the
come back in
phone.
a minute.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
okay,
right.
I'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna name some tackles. Like Kelvin Beachum from Arizona, he's a free agent. Isaiah Wynn from the Pats, he's a free agent. Trey Pickens from the Chargers, he's a free agent. Andre Dillard, the swing tackle who's on the bench from the Eagles, Super Bowl, he's a free agent. Jerome Eleanor, the guy who was on the Dolphins, we cut him. He went to the Las Vegas Raiders, and you feel me? Started. You feel me? Started. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys.
Years.
You get what I'm saying? Like Brandon Parker from Las Vegas, Chris Hubbard for the Browns. You feel me? These are names that are not going to get 15 million. They're going to get about the 6, 7, 8, 9 million. And those are the type of tackles that we can get. If we can get one of those guys, our line should be solidified.
Just to say something real quick. Honestly, I didn't understand us not bringing in one of those guys in the offseason. Like, why are we going with the Austin Jackson experiment?
You feel me?
That,
you feel
I didn't.
That's exactly what I said.
Honest, look. I didn't think this year was the year to experiment with offensive linemen. Like, get a shirt. If you were going to experiment with them dudes, put them at guard. Do not put them at tackle. Like, put Austin Jackson at guard. Experiment with him there. But you're not going to experiment with him at tackle. That's just not something you can do in the NFL, man.
You can't experiment with him at guard either because he sucks there too.
Shut up, TT.
Yeah, because I'm telling you facts. I'm sorry.
Man.
Austin Jackson at left guard.
You could get away with Austin Jackson at guard.
Everywhere, bro.
I thought Austin Jackson.
No, wait. Please let me finish. Please let me finish. No, go look at the stats at him at guard. He played at guard last year, and he was rated the second to last worst goddamn guard in the league.
That's not good.
But
So
please
you have
tell
no
me.
spot.
But please
So
tell
you,
me I'm just capping. Go
so you
back
have
and
no
look at him.
spot.
It's terrible,
Cap.
bro.
He has no
Big cap.
spot in the NFL. He literally has no spot in the NFL.
Man, it sucks that we put what sucks is that we spent high draft picks on these dudes and they just aren't panning out.
That whole
And
2020 class was a flop.
That sucks. I know.
And honestly, it's really frustrating because we knew as fans that they weren't the pick when they got picked, bro. Yeah. We was like, you picked this guy over these other guys? Like, what were you thinking? Like,
Liam Mike? Wait. Should I say Liam Meikenberg over Creed Humphrey? Do we all want to remember?
Bro, Creed Humphrey was the pick. Like, what are y'all?
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
I was gonna highlight. Sorry, man. I was gonna highlight another problem with the Dolphins, the tight end position. Mike Gesicki.
Oh God.
You know.
Don't get me started with that.
You don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Irvin and I have been down multiple times.
Yeah, because I don't think he shouldn't have even been tagged, but his value and his hot commodiness got him tagged, and I understand.
We should have signed and traded his ass.
Exactly.
Now what did we do? We sparingly used him all year. And what did we do? We
wasted $11 million worth of cap
space. We decreased his value by not using him, and now nobody's going to want him other than the needy teams that think that they're going to get some superstar out of us for dirt cheap.
You can put him on a flight.
Wilson. It's the same shit with Cedric Wilson, and the same bullshit. After you got Tyreek, you should have traded Cedric. And then you put yourself in the position where Baker's still on this team. Baker should have been traded too.
Yeah, but then again, who the hell is gonna trade for Cedric Wilson, bro?
Exactly.
I mean, the guy only had 100.
I said before the season because we signed Cedric before we traded for Hill. So I get it. Cedric was supposed to be that number 2 option behind Waddle. But then you got Hill becomes number 1. Waddle becomes number 2. You should, bro. If you know,
you should have you shouldn't have tagged Gesicki. Let his ass walk.
That's what
man.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
bro,
I would have let him walk.
Yeah, but I think they just franchised Gesicki just to build around Tua, I guess. But yeah, I think that was a bad decision. They didn't think it
through. Signing him, but Mike McDaniel, you ain't gonna use him because he can't block and he can't run routes. Then why in the fuck did you fucking tag him?
Yeah,
it's stupid.
No, and the thing is, it should have been like you should have.
If you knew you weren't going to use him because he didn't have the skills to fit your scheme, then why in the fuck did you not sign him and trade him? Period.
Because they thought, I think in their mind,
hindsight is 2020, bro. Hindsight is 2020.
But I think in their mind,
shit before this year.
CT.
That's the problem. This is not fucking hindsight.
CT. I was just saying that I think it was that they envisioned using Mike Gesicki the way that the Shanahan coaching staff back in Washington used Jordan Reed, and the way they used him back when they were in Cleveland, the way they used like Jordan Cameron. That not necessarily they could, they didn't need his blocking prowess in the offense because they ran the football a lot. When they ran the wide zone or outside zone, they would run it to the weak side a lot. So they didn't necessarily need him as a blocker. So that's what they thought. And they thought that since he's we can use him on passing down, the linebackers are going to think that this is going to be a pass, but we can run it on third down, especially like on third and short. So because when Gesicki was on the field, but it didn't work out. So it's like, and then they should have read.
I'm going to tell you why it didn't work out.
Real quick. They should have read the tea leaves that, from before that the previous coaching staff stopped using him in the second half of the season. He just completely disappeared too. Just because blocking line. So, yeah. And then you can't even use him as a receiver, as a Travis Kelce, because he can't run.
He's not that type of player.
No, he's not at all. At all.
Stiff.
The reason
He's got stiff
the
hips.
reason it didn't work out. The reason it didn't work out for Gesicki, you know, on the field this year is because he couldn't see the field a lot because the Dolphins, they used their tackles. They needed help from tight ends. They led the league in that, and having their tackles have help, they led the league. Let me tell you the number one team that didn't need their tackles to have help. The Eagles.
Can't,
The Eagles
and
didn't
probably Kansas City too.
No, that's bullshit. We weren't asking Gesicki to help.
It wasn't Gesicki. It wasn't
It was
Gesicki.
Smythe.
It was Durham
It was
Smythe.
Smythe.
But even
I said,
Hey, I gotta wrap it up.
God
I
damn.
gotta wrap it up, guys.
All right. Can I?
we
I
can
gotta
go
wrap it
all
up.
this all night.
I know
All
y'all
night.
can go on this all night,
Quick,
man.
CB.
I know.
Hey,
Can I
I
at least
appreciate
finish
y'all
my
boys
point,
coming
CB?
on, man. Go ahead,
Oh, man.
CT.
Hey,
Damn,
no.
hurry up.
Yeah, he always
No, I was just
wants.
saying is we
he
knew
won't
that
ever
fucking
finish.
Gesicki was not going to be a blocking guy.
I'm not
We
saying
wanted to use him as a receiver. We tried. Early in the season, he dropped multiple touchdowns.
Yes,
In the
sir.
red
Yeah,
zone,
he just
it bounced
wasn't.
off his
He
hands once,
wasn't
it
helping
bounced off
himself.
his face mask here. The thing is why would they trust you to be a receiver if you're not going to make the important catches? But if they
Yeah.
put Sherfield in or they put Craycraft in, these young men make the catch. That's the reason that Gesicki didn't play. And you can hate
That's
me
funny.
all you want, but go fucking watch the film.
It's the truth. You're
of
not
these
lying.
young men
No, I
outperforming
don't.
Gesicki.
Not at all.
No, he's
Let's
not
hear it,
lying,
bro.
but it's also the
I agree with.
offensive line. It's also the
I agree.
offensive line. They
Hey,
had
I
Durham
agree with.
Smythe.
I agree with all of that, man. I agree with all of that.
Yeah, it's
man.
not a lie. Like Gesicki didn't help himself out, but they also needed help on the line. So that's why he was out. Durham Smythe was in, extra blocking, and pretty much
Or Ingle was
but
in
we
there.
and
were
Ingle
giving
and Ingle
Hunter
too. You know what I'm
Long.
saying?
We were
Durham
giving
Smythe was
Hunter
on the
Long.
side.
All right, CT. You can debate this all night. I know,
It's
bro.
the truth. There's nothing wrong
But
with
what
that.
I'm-
It's the little
what
bit
I'm
of both.
hey,
Why was Tanner Connor and Hunter Long getting snaps over Gesicki? That's
I appreciate.
That's
Hey,
another
That
thing
says a lot.
too.
CT,
Because he
I
cannot
appreciate you
block.
coming on, bro.
He cannot
I
block.
appreciate you
I love
coming
you,
on,
CT.
bro.
Love
Damn.
you, CT.
He's
We
not a
Wrap it
part
up,
of the
CT.
FinSup
Damn.
team. He's
Keep
not a
going
part
on.
of
All
the
right,
team.
man.
It's all.
Hey, man. Love y'all, boys. Y'all be good, man.
All right,
All right,
CB.
man. I appreciate
All
it.
right, fins
All right,
up,
homie.
fins up. Damn, boy, them boys can talk all night, man. I appreciate y'all coming through another episode. 2 hours and 45 minutes. Man, been a long week, but I'm glad I got the opportunity to talk to you guys. Brought some people up on the panel. Shout out to my guy Big Nick for coming through. It's always love. I had the Wolfpack through, EM Dolphin fan Lewis. Once we started getting into the context, them boys disappeared quick. They got on phone calls and had to got out of there quick. You know how it be, man. So the Wolfpack gonna come in and bark at you for a little bit, but once they kind of settle in and start listening and paying attention, them dudes will just kind of get quiet and fade away. It's crazy how that works, man. Again, appreciate y'all coming out. Share, subscribe, like on the way out. Big shout out to everybody who came through. Clemente, Triple S came through. Raphael in the building. Pete's Takes was in here. Rabbi Dolphin fan was in here. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. It was love. My man Q was in this joint. Q, what's popping? What's good, my oos? Canes was in this joint. Man, a little bit of everybody. So appreciate everybody coming through. It's Phins Take with CB83. Hey, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Big vibes, big energy. Come through, man. We gonna keep doing it, man. We're gonna crank up next week. We're gonna get it popping nonstop. This is what we do. We're gonna try to be more consistent, bring you more content, keep it fresh, keep it entertaining, and just give you good content, man. Give you real content. Have real conversations. No craziness. No woe is me. No negative Nancy's. No chatty patties. Just good content, man. Appreciate y'all. Be good. See ya.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Ooh, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike back, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sort them out of my way.